I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting no list in the banner. Legacy. Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting no list in the banner. Legacy.
You're there.
And there I am too. Okay, I think I know what's happened. My show's a little bit different from Will's. So I have some... Oh, I see. So there we go.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's the overlay, not the background.
Yes.
Oh,
that's the
I think I've mixed it up. Right.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's more like it. Right. Brilliant, Eugene. How you doing, Eugene?
Good evening to you.
Good evening to you. It's evening
morning
to me and morning to you, isn't it?
Morning to me, yeah. It's about 6 a.m. here now.
6 a.m. 11 p.m.
Yeah.
GMT. Welcome, one and all. Eugene, it's I'm not well, as you can see.
I know.
I've got my dressing gown on. I've got that pasty look. That's always there, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay, right. My beard looks extremely shaggy and twisty. Look, it's not been groomed properly. And my general demeanor doesn't look that fantastic. But you look absolutely $1 million, Eugene. Well done. You look smart, slick.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Are you getting a second or third wife or something? Or are you going out on a date? Eugene.
I'm on total lockdown. No dates.
Listen, we're sitting far too back. Come forward. That's better. Right, Eugene. What type of day have you been having? Interesting? Anything interesting in the air? Anything interesting here and there?
Late back, right? It's deja vu again. 1 week before the transfer window closes. Nothing much is happening. We've signed a player, sending back out on loan.
We signed a player?
Much. Yeah, I think. I've been seeing the news. I think we've already signed what's the guy's name called? The Senegal boy.
Saw?
Yeah. Pape Matar Sarr.
Pepe Mata Saw. So we're going to see him jumping into the Premier League soon, or the Conference League.
No, I don't think so. He's going back to Mets on loan.
Going back to Mets.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy a player and then loan him out to the team that sold him to us.
Yeah, I guess that's the part of the deal.
Okay, so he's definitely one for the future then.
Definitely, more or less.
We
always do that.
Well, so it's excitement that we have to delay for a while.
I guess so. We always do that. So
anything else happened anything else happened from the last 3 week stream? Anything interesting? Did we win a match, lose a match, or anything?
No, we beat. We did, of course, after the stream that we did on the last Tuesday night. We lost to Pacos de Ferreira. Then we came back. We beat
Pacos
0.
Paco Rabanne.
No.
Paco Fiera, the chocolate company, right?
Bobby calls it Pacos de Ferreira Rocher.
Oh, it is definitely Rocher.
Yeah.
We beat them 1-0. What happened?
We lost 1-0 to Pacos Ferreira de Rocher.
Hold on.
But
hold on a second. They're like, I mean, so low down. You need an encyclopedia of a dictionary in order to find them.
Come on, they're from the Premier Division in the Portuguese league, right? So I guess, but they're fifth.
Okay. In fairness, up until the moment that we had to play them, have you ever heard of them before?
Actually, yes.
Oh my days, you're sad.
Yes.
Eugene, you surprised me. Honestly, you surprised me.
You know why? Because
you've been about, right?
You've been about, right? I've heard of them before, but not that prominently in the mind. But of course, the qualifying match before this qualifying match that we had to play for the ECL, right? They were playing LAN. LAN I haven't heard of before.
LARNE, right?
Yeah, LAN.
That's right. Yeah, LAN.
And I think that's
didn't LAN beat them? Didn't Lan beat them or something?
Nah,
no, it wasn't them. Somebody humiliated them before we played them, and yet we still got beaten by them. That's a bit strange.
Unless that's in the Portuguese league, I'm not sure. But
okay, so what do we do? Do we like feel the? I mean, obviously, for us to lose 1-0 against this type of team, what do we do? Do we feel like the under 12s or something? Is that who we pushed out? With some old codgers in between, like Davis.
Average, I think we feel the under 23.
I think. You know what's something? I think if you take away certain players from the first team and put them in like a second team or something, and they played like odd jobs and stuff, semi-friendlies and things like that, I think we wouldn't be too upset with them so much, often.
Define the first team first, right?
Well, I'm talking about someone like Winks. I'm talking about someone like Davis. I'm talking about someone like Aurier.
That's not the first team.
They used to be. Aurier, Sissoko, Winks, Davis. I mean, they were an integral part of our team before.
Doherty.
Oh my days, I totally forgot. Sorry, I'd scrubbed my mind clean. I was living at peace. Now all of a sudden you're reminding me that we got this bloke on the right
called
Doherty.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Eugene, shall we step back and have a look at some of our audience members? What do you reckon?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes. Give a shout out to them.
Right. So who do we have in? Well, you know what? Sometimes I always notice you.
I'm always
writing in the comments, and not too far behind is me. And normally Bob is in there somewhere, but before Bob, Aaron always makes it. Hey lads.
Yeah.
Look, we got synchronized thumbing. Let's see, we do that again. Right. And we also have TJ Davis, number 91.
Hi, TJ.
Right, there we go. J. Ashraf.
Jay.
Oh, he's even spelled your name slightly differently, more British way. Look, come on. It's Luq. Yeah. Right. And then you got Mr. Nuninda Santo. Is that right? Have I pronounced that right? Nuninda Santo.
Nuninda Santo. Yeah.
My days. Jai Boy Kai. Is that really what he said? I can't.
Oh, dear. And talking about Bob, I see Bob.
Bob, you do? Where do you see Bob?
In the comments.
In the comments. Okay, sorry.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he's behind you. He's behind you.
He's behind you.
He can't be behind you. He's telling us to piss off. There you go.
I love you too, Bob.
Yeah, I love you too, Bob. Right. Aftershave FC.
Yeah. I forgot about AM Singh.
Right. So we also got Scott M saying hello to everybody.
Yeah, Scott M. Hop on, Scott M, if you are free later.
He was in the stream the other day.
Yeah.
Will Stewart stream.
No.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Sunday after the game.
Yeah.
But Sunday after the game, he was following me for the first half during my watch along. Remember, I was doing the watch along thing. Yeah.
Look, listen, I've got another stream called Don't Doubt the K.
1-0. All right.
Yeah, it's called Don't Doubt the K.
Don't doubt the K. All right.
Right.
That's a funny one.
The chemist is in the house.
Chemist, big up.
Right. The chemist has made a point. He says, the league is bad when Google doesn't automatically show you the match. That's actually more funny than it looks. Chemist, I'm watching you. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Aaron was saying that Saar looks good on YouTube. Now, interesting enough, I mentioned this to you the other day. I said, why don't people make videos of the calamitous moves and behaviors that footballers do? Like, their bad bits.
No, it's there. But
no, they only have like a 1 second clip of someone doing really something silly. I'm talking about their good moves for the season. What about their bad moves for the season? Not to criticize them. It's not a. It's not
a blooper.
Yeah, that's right. It's a blooper reel. We can laugh at them and laugh with them.
Yes.
But who was laughing when Lan beat them 1-0 and we got beaten 1-0?
I don't know. I forgot. Lan beat them 1-0.
Yeah, I remember back in the day. You'd beat someone who beat someone, and you say, "Look, I beat that person that beat you. I'm a really, really champion guy."
To tell you the truth, when you come to this type of matches, right, it's all fixed. Lan will beat them at home, right? Yeah. Then when they go back to their home, then they get whipped. I think Pacos whipped Lan 4-1
They did indeed.
Yeah.
Aaron's up to it straight away. AM Singh, excellent mate. Who else is in the house? Oh, Shane Black, I believe, is in the house.
Yep, Shane
there
is
he is. Shane, how you doing, mate? Look, I don't believe lost 4-0. You know, I've got a funny feeling we're going to beat Lan 4-0.
Hurricane hat-trick.
Hurricane. No, surely he's not going to play Kane in the Conference League. No way.
I want him to.
No, his name's on the list for sure.
No, that's why he's in the squad.
Is he
that's
ready?
Why they were saying, right? They put Hurricane on the squad just in case Thursday we need to use him. Now we're 1-0 down. Are we going to use him or not? That's my question. Of course, I want.
Well, I mean, there's a question of him getting ready, right?
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, he was somewhere enjoying a lovely holiday, and the muscles, they all relaxed to zero.
Going back up to that story again, right? Oh.
No. I'm going up to the story in terms of the fact of match preparation is important in order for us to play the players, and probably one of the reasons why we used to lose in the past.
No, that's why he needs to play on Thursday because he's got lack of playing.
He's one of our players. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the politics, right? Yeah. But he's magic. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, lads. Saying Paul. Paul how you doing, Paul Russell?
Nice to meet you.
Right. I think we're getting through there. Now it's just purely comments. I don't know, but Brian Daigle.
Hey,
Wilovich.
I call him Dusan.
You know something? It's a lot easier to pronounce everything if you're completely drunk. Cough medicine. Wilovich and everyone else. No thoughts.
Brian, as I was saying, right?
He's saying that the way have they turned up. Where are they?
Yeah, no.
Are they holding the shirt?
Deja vu. It's deja vu again. Every season we go through this, right? Last week of the transfer. Last 7 more days before the transfer window closes, and we've just signed 3 players. But at least we signed 3 players, right? Previous seasons we don't even have 3 players in. We're still waiting for the players to come in, and now we're linked to another 12 to 15 players, right? And most probably, and then of course there's the Hurricane saga still hanging up in the air. But the last hurt is that Levy is holding on to the fort and he's not going to break down. So, hi, Brian.
Now, one of the things which I've learned this summer, right, just me personally, maybe it was always in my mind before, but I never concentrated on it too much. And that was, say, for example, I'm interviewing you and, and you look like a prospective sort of person that I want to join my team or something or join a group. And but there's somebody else that's interested in hiring you as well. Now you can sit there and say, "Oh, Mr. K, I wanted 100. Now I want 120." Right?
Yeah, that's normal.
Right. So I just keep bearing that in mind. We've seen shenanigans like that, where the people that we're interested in get an extended contract in the present place that they're at.
Yeah.
We've seen it repeat so often that you'd have to be completely blind and deaf and dumb not to have noticed it roll over you. I think it's happened recently with Ward-Prowse as well.
Ward-Prowse, Martinez, who else?
Martinez.
Martinez.
All those couches.
Dusan,
Coaches
coaches
that we were interested in the beginning.
Oh,
it's
all the managers that we were interested in. Yes.
Let's sign Al from Leon. From a distance, it looked like something. I thought it was something from the lane, and obviously, I think I'm slightly dyslexic, but still, who's Al from the lane? Surprise, surprise. Do I have to Google that?
Hasim Oa.
I bet you this person's probably the next Messi or something. Have we signed Tom Gashu? One second. I'm just going to look in my pocket. Romano, come out, mate. Come.
No.
Come out.
Did you
get back in there, Romano?
No. Did you remember about 2 months ago when the club came up with a statement saying that we have a mystery signing, and till now I haven't seen who that mystery signing is. It could be Tomiyasu.
John Joe's a mystery in himself. Have we signed anyone worth talking about yet? We're talking, but there's nothing worthwhile talking about. Do we?
We signed Romero. It's worthwhile talking about.
No, from last week to this week.
No, last week to this week we are linked to another 25 players. So I don't know.
You know, it's like every week for me, it's like one day in the transfer market, because it takes like one day to do something, but in the transfer market, it takes 1 week to do something. So week to week, he's going now. Brian says he's going to record a single with all the people we've been linked to the tune of Mambo number 5.
Yes.
Brian,
we're waiting. We're waiting for it, Brian. You got to release it.
I love his songs as well. Honestly, it's like he gets the facts spot on and then puts them in the rhyme. Yes, amazing talent. Right. Yeah. We've got that. If I scroll back just a touch, if there's anything interesting, please do point it out to me. I can put it on the screen.
You're gonna say
making a point here. Yeah. It says rather he's making a statement. Oh, there's some more people to shout out. Okay, let's have a little look then. The only time I've been to LAN was when I was getting the boat to Scotland. I didn't even know they had a team. Oh, this is LAN in Scotland.
LAN is in Scotland or Ireland?
Maybe something. I don't know. It's Celtic for sure.
Yeah.
Gaelic for sure.
Gaelic.
Right. You were saying a shout out to people. Right. I think Jay Ashraf is in the house.
Yeah.
Need to get rid of Dombele's belly first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to get rid of Dombele or Dombele, because is it the belly of Dombele or just the belly itself?
I think Dombele is not the belly's problem now, right? So his mind is the problem. So I don't know what to do with that, right?
No, what it
can't get rid of his mind, right?
Well, I don't know. It's just that we have this perception that someone who's lethargically moving his body around is going to have some sort of fattiness on them. But truth be told, just watch the last video from Tottenham.
Yeah,
it's a training session. It's a training session. It's got all the players in there, and then you look at Dombele's belly, and you tell me whether or not it makes your one feel. Look, I looked at the video and I was shocked. His belly was like in there somewhere, and what's sticking out is his body itself, the front of his body, but his waist is that thin. And these jokes that we made about Dombele and all the rest of it, they're funny. They were funny at the time, but now they're completely wrong.
Sure.
Oh, people, if you're viewers and you're watching, please do smash a like. Helps us out. Helps out the channel. Promotes it and puts it in front of other people's faces that may be like you, waiting to come along to find a channel like this. So please do smash a like. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, then I'd suggest you subscribe, because honestly, we're going to keep being here every week. You might as well keep coming along. You might as well do that subscription. It really helps the algorithm. If you do have an opinion or something that you'd like to make known to everyone, leave it in the comments. Leave it in the live comments right now. Or alternatively, if you're watching this later on, leave it in the comment section, the normal comment section below. Will Stewart, he's very, very good at replying back to every comment. I'm not so good. I'm a bit lazy. It's not that I'm lazy, just I don't get the proper notifications on my YouTube thing. Maybe I changed the settings or something, turn it off. But since then, I've not been able to turn it back on again. So, Eugene, who else is in the chat to say hello to? We
Toffee
have
20.
Sorry, who?
Toffee 20.
Toffee 20. No, I'm going to get Toffee 20 at the bottom saying he's smashed. I think he must have made some sort of previous comment, which I've totally skipped by.
Now smash the likes, you said.
Smash a like. Oh, listen, you know what? Since I'm here about smashing a like, right? Yeah, he smashed it. Thank you, Toffee 20.
Thank you.
I like that. Spot on. He's ahead of me. Right. What I want to do is I want to bring up. There we go. Oh, do I? Yes, I do. The new patrons list. Right. So let me just pop them up.
Yeah.
Right. The new patrons list. Let me get rid of Mr. Toffee's comment. Smashed. Thank you very much, Toffee. Right. The new patrons, the people that support this channel on a monthly basis. They like the content. They like to promote content creators. They may like the individual personalities involved. They may also like the community that's forming around you right now. These people are Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coates, Celery Agent, AG, Gaguma, Tony Coe, Alex Burton, Bob Spur TV, John N. Remember last week I was talking about this new patron, John N. There you go, John N. And Aaron Dove. Welcome, one and all, you lovely, lovely, lovely patrons. And now on the right-hand side, See, Patreon is a platform that's outside YouTube, and it gives more of the sponsorship money to the content creator. Now you have YouTube itself to counter this. They've got something called YouTube members. Now they keep a little bit more of it, but it's more or less the same thing. And we've got a few members that have built up in that. Matt Hayes, TB. C says, that's actually a good name. Danny Kriako. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Wayne Bonner, Dan THFC, which is otherwise known as the Yid Kid, correct?
Yeah.
Tony Coe, Scott M, Kieran McDonald, and Tottenham Tantrum. I remember Tottenham Tantrum. He played in our stream last week, and he smashed in a super chat as well, which I'm still recovering from. I still haven't got used to it. That's all. Honestly, God, I'm not joking. I've got used to them.
But we had to let Will know that he misspelled Aaron's Duff name.
How do you normally spell it? D-U-B-H?
Not D-O-B-H, yeah.
Oh, what did he put down? D-O?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You got sharp eyes, you have.
No, Aaron's got sharp eyes. Right?
Aaron's mentioned it.
Yeah.
Well, that was his name.
And Island Life's in the stream, in the chats too. Big up Aaron Life. Island Life.
Right, Island Life is in the stream. Yes. Oh, my days. I got to really give this over to you. You're much sharper than I am. I can't even find Island. But he's there. We know you're there, G.
Yeah.
I can't see him at all anywhere. I don't know. Yeah. Well, so where
Yes.
They're all trying to pronounce his name, right? I take it. Okay.
No, it's pronounced Dove.
Dove.
U-V.
You mean like
the B? Yeah, the BH is
right?
Dove. That's what he's been.
There he is. What's good, lads?
Yes. I don't know. Right. But actually, Alan, it's not Aaron. It's Alan.
Eugene, why do people keep making the mistake that they personally think the money coming out of their pocket that's going to Tottenham is going directly into the pocket of the players?
The fans' money is going directly into the pockets of the players. Some of it is, I think. Some of it is.
Some of it is. But it's not going. It's basically going to the club. The club itself has a pool of water. A pool of milk. A pool of money. And from that pool of money, they then distribute it out according to where they're going. But some of that pool of money is actually your money coming in, money sent out to property, invested, money coming back from there, and then given to the players.
Maybe.
In a budget.
I know.
Right? So, but the point is this sense of entitlement, this sense of, like, why is he making more money? Why is he making so much money? And he's not doing very much. Why does anyone really care? Why does anyone care if someone else is making so much money? Eugene, well, what's this about? Is this a sense of like, this is our club and he's visiting our club and he's taking the piss? Like, say, for example, you got, you do like one of these spreads on a table and, like, all kinds of knick-knack foods and everything. And you invite lots of people to come down and have a little share. And you expect everyone to, like, come a little tray and put a few things on there and, cheese on the pineapple, whatever it is. And then this one guy comes along and he just takes the whole table. He walks off into the corner, puts a table down, puts a chair in front of it, and starts eating all of it. You think to yourself, "Hey, man, that's for everyone." Like, come on. I mean, that is a community sense of where we're at. But the problem here is this 200 grand that Dumbelly right here is sitting on every week. That's not a community thing. That's a personal thing. Like, I'm making X amount of money right here from my employer. I don't care if you got shares in the company. You don't have a right to know how much I'm making. You have no right whatsoever.
True.
Right? That's my private life, the company between me and the business. If you're my employer, then you got a right to know. But if you're some third party, why are you interfering in A and B conversation? I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong?
No.
In this instance,
no,
maybe it's true in business.
No.
This is a club.
No, but in the day, right? As fans, if we are paying a player this amount of wages, we expect them to perform at this amount of wages performance, correct?
Look, here it is. Look, Cody Max answered it. He goes, because the club can only spend so much on wages. If we are wasting wages, the results will show. So apparently, it's the players' fault for having all that money. I thought it'd be the fault of the people paying them the money, the decision made to pay the money. And I thought they're the ones who are wasting the wages. How can the player be wasting wages? He's taking it and investing it in an island somewhere, or buying some tickets to the moon from Bezos.
The players will never waste. No, the players earn their wages. Yes, it's the club that gives the wages to the player, because the Ndombele or Tanguy signing, I think, was a panic buy, being pressured in during that time, and he was just picked out, and he was given that wages because we wanted him so badly, right?
Oh, listen, check this out. Check this out. Anyone in life, as an employee, should give 100%, as in, like, not £100, not 100 grand, but 100%.
That never
Eugene,
happens.
Are there some employers that you would like to give something else instead to? Right. I think. Look, at the end of the day, no, Eugene, I'm just trying to bring this out. I'm actually with an awful lot of the fans out there when I believe that if someone's going to come and play for our club, they should realize it's a big club and it should be an honor to play for them. And there's only X amount of seats in the top tier, which we're not part of. The tier just below that, we're in that one. But there's only X amount of seats in that, and it's an honor to come play and represent the club. Everyone keeps thinking about the money, but I think this is where the problem lies. We as fans, we think about the club. We think about money too.
Of course. What
we get the perception of is that sometimes some players, they will think nothing of the club, just about the money. Right? They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the culture. They don't care about the badge. They're not going to go around kissing it. They're not going to do none of that. They'll do the celebration after they score a goal because that's going to go on the back of a magazine. But it seems that we do not like people who are selfish. Well, if that's the case, then why do we keep voting for the Conservative Party? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, you talk about.
But I mean, as human beings, as fans, we want to come together, right?
Go there, right? Being selfish. To tell the truth, we are human beings. Deep down inside, we are selfish like shite. All right. Okay. That's why. I've had that. I've spoken to you before, right? The world is now being governed by self-interest, right?
Oh, look,
right.
God, you're saying, God, carry on.
Right? And self-interest governs all. That was during the Kane saga. Kane wanted to leave, so for his self-interest, he did certain moves. In the end, it backfired on him, right? But then, like Levy wants to be big or whatever, he wants to hold on to Kane. He wants his money before he lets Kane go. That's also another selfish thing, right? Like for us, like we want Kane to do this as fans, right? We are selfish too because we expect Kane to be in a certain level. So everybody has got their own selfishness inside. All this, we have to look at it. Look at ourselves first before we judge someone else. And talk about wages, right? The guy I pity the most, Joe Roden. He gets £4,000 a week.
No, but don't forget Tanganga was only £1,000 a week.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
That's right. That was his pay rise. Until somebody got on Twitter and said, "Oi, Levy, you tight-fisted." Look,
I think Tanganga is getting 12 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. DP's likes to turn the table and say, "Hey, man, sometimes the club owes the players. Sometimes the players have done an awful lot for us. And it's time for us, the fans, to show what we say we do too. To dare is to do. And sometimes you may not feel comfortable doing it, but you have to be daring. Courage. Yeah. I think that's one thing that we like to see in our players. We like to see courage.
True.
But this is such a feely hot, volatile subject, isn't it? It gets everyone.
Oh, come on. Of course it does.
It gets everyone.
No, but if you're talking about Tanguy, he earns 200K a week, right? He's at par with Harry Kane, right? Higher than Son Heung-min, and the fans know about it. All the fans are pissed off. Why is Son getting less than Tanguy?
Well, here's Papa Bob right, sitting down, and he's going to share some wisdom from the chair, and he's telling us an old story from back in the day before the war. I wanted to leave my previous job. Chimney sweep, as my favorite toasty about to be made redundant. Oh my days. I was told not to turn up or give it my all and still expect a full wage. Not right. So basically, when you take the passion out of your heart for something like your workplace, like your job. If you take the passion away, then you just have a husk of a person who's just going through the motions.
True.
Right?
Yeah. But
it's almost like their love's been taken away.
But okay. No, but sometimes, right, passion for the job and being professional at the job, there's a thin line there. You get what I'm saying? Right? If you lose your passion, right, but you still have to be professional. Okay? So
professional?
Yeah.
Well, talking about being professional, he's recently discovered Marmite cheese and sliced beef toasty. You recently discovered it? Geezer. Marmite cheese. Toasty, but not necessarily sliced beef. But with that, you could put something else as a substitute. But yeah, that 3-way combination, the Marmite, the cheese, and the toasty, yummy. Have it with a cup of tea. Nice and strong, PG. That's PG tips. Right. There's attitude in a player, regardless of wages. His attitude, whether you give him 2 pence or a pound, it makes no difference. His attitude still sucks.
True. But doesn't
don't forget,
doesn't attitude covers under the professionalism umbrella?
Well, I mean, talking about professionalism, and what exactly is that we're accusing the boy of? That we don't see the effort in putting in.
Yep, his attitude.
His mentality. one person's sit up is another person's mountain and hill, and we're fair enough. We expect everyone to be able to sit up. Right. You know what it is that I will come out with. I will come out with a different view. Oh, but they're talking about the view of Spurs. Who is viewing Spurs anyway? Because he's coming out with some really nice, lovely little sentences. The fact is, there will be a youngster in the youth team that will give their all to get a chance. Then there's a fat boy just taking the space up. The difference is this fat boy's earning 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
and all these other boys that are getting up for the chance, right? Yeah, they're not earning that, but a pretty packet.
And that's one from Mr. DP. Up.
Oh.
Go back up.
Oh, there we
DP.
go. Right. Fans are owed by both club and players. Just making the point, Spurs have regressed and not lived up to what Ndombele probably expected. I think it's a mixture of both. Personally, I think. Look, I like to.
But isn't that the same like this Kane situation then, the club has not lived up to Kane's expectations too? Right.
Well, I think sometimes one person can say it better and then you say fantastic, exactly my point. The reality is that we are going to allow personal sentiment to come into this because it's Spurs. We don't mention this too much about absolutely any other player and doing it in any other team. It's almost like, oh no, it's never happened before, not even in our team. It will happen time and time again. It's just one of those things. Sometimes things don't gel for everyone's good intentions. Look at Messi, for example. He wanted to stay at Barcelona. Barcelona said, no, we can't afford you. So he had to leave.
Well, that's the club being pragmatic, right?
There was talk of him coming to Man City for a while.
Oh, there was talk of him coming to Spurs too.
I think that was a maneuver to say, listen, when you're on the negotiating table and they go, well, I'll go to another club then, and then that guy goes, go on then, and you say, well, I'll go to Spurs, and you'll think, wait, he might be serious. This might be a Levy move. Yeah, because Levy's got that reputation, in it, being able to sometimes pull out certain things from the bag.
Yeah. Once in 20 years.
Well, I tell you the truth. Signing Sarr, as silly as giving him back to Mets for a season, right? Yeah. At least getting him. He's now a Spurs player.
True.
So whatever potential there is in that name, it's ours to find out. Okay. It's a bit like Grealish. We knew there was a player there, and we could have done the same thing. We could have taken him, maybe loaned him back out to Aston Villa and said, "Here you go, keep him, get through the, get past the Championship,
get a promotion."
That's right, and then taking him on with a bit more experience. But that was not meant to be. That was £5 million more than Levy could stretch himself to get himself a player that is now worth 100 million. 100 million, 4 times more than what he was willing to cough up.
The great
businessman. Yeah, the great businessman. Graham's in the house. Good evening, Graham.
Graham.
John Lowe's in the house. He's saying if he's not performing, he should get a wage cut. Well, if that's the case, the prime minister owes us money then.
But have you not noticed, right?
Yeah.
Somehow or another, professional football players never get wage cuts. Somehow or another, their contracts,
No, they do get fines, don't they? When they do something naughty.
No, if you don't turn up for training, if you break rules and all that, you get fines, right? There's no performance wage cut, right? If you don't perform up to a certain amount of appearances and give you 100% or 110%, right? You get the wage cut for this month.
No. There is, but it's down to you how you write the contract. So the way Levy does it, he starts at the bottom. He goes, right, okay, I'm going to give you £1 a week. And if you open your eyes, I'll give you another £1. And if you breathe, I'll give you £1 more. If you get up and make it to the bathroom and brush your teeth, I'll give you £1 more. And he does it like that. He just incrementally builds them up. You get onto the field and touch the ground, and then that counts as well. He's like that. He builds. So his expectation is that he'll give you near to zero, and it's down to you to perform in order for you to get all that lovely money. So sometimes when these players are worth this much or that much, or they have the potential to make that much, they're not actually making it because they're playing for Spurs and they're not going to get round to scoring the goals. Unless your name's Kane.
Yeah.
Well, right now,
I think that was the way Levy operated. I think he changed his ways about 2 or 3 years ago. That's when Kane got his £200 per week increment, and that's when we got in Ndombele, right? So that's something that's changed.
There you go.
Before that, if I'm not sure, before that, Kane's wages was something like £50,000 your basic, right? If you appear how many times, you get another extra £10,000. If you score 1 goal, you get another extra. I don't know, right? If you don't dig your nose in front of the public, you get a bit more. Right, so
like I mentioned to you, that he does those type of contracts. They're just totally too many strings, absolutely everywhere.
But I think it's gone now. I think it's gone now. Yeah.
But at the same time, we've got a young man like Jaffet, not making 200,000 a week, and yet putting in the type of effort
that's worth 200,000 a week.
More,
maybe.
I think it's amazing what we have. And another one of those owns. Talk about amazing. Dyer and Sanchez. They had 2 games now, right? In the heart of our defense.
Yeah.
They're doing Toby and Yan.
Hopefully.
But no, I'm asking you. What is it?
Are they doing a Toby? Yeah.
Did they let it go in? Did they let it go in?
No, not yet.
They tried.
No, they tried to let it go in. No, Dyer tried. Dyer tried, but Sanchez was a bit better, right?
Yeah, they tried. But Lloris, unfortunately, Lloris did his Gandalf moment. Thou shalt not pass.
Yeah. And isn't it worth 200K a week?
That was worth watching that. But we've this subject is never going to go away, and no one's ever going to come to a successful conclusion. And sometimes even our own opinion changes when you change the player or you change the circumstance, and suddenly you become that thing that you said, oh no, what are you doing? You look like you're holding your blanket tightly. And then you turn the table, and all of a sudden you'll see me sitting in the corner holding my blanket tightly on some other player. So I think this is something that is just part and parcel of being a fan, where you're watching something that you have a vested interest in, and you feel like you're able to reach into the screen and touch and caress the hair of Kane. Oh my days! See, it's unfashionable. It's not a very common.
Can I caress your hair?
Yeah, we've been practicing.
Oh no, I got it. Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll practice that, and then we'll work on it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to see if it's possible to teleport this cup of tea directly to. No. You got some work to do, Eugene. It'll be a while before we get that sketch done. Right. Paul Ross has made the point. He says, for me, Ndombele is not up to the Premier League. A goal against Sheffield United. I forgot, it's been so long ago. Assist against Newcastle. I can't even remember the Newcastle game anymore. It's just not good enough. He's overhyped. When you look at performances on the pitch, he's not overhyped. When you actually see what he actually does, maybe he doesn't do it throughout the whole 90 minutes, but boy, when he does it, he's amazing to watch. But we've got not just him, but we also got I think Bergwijn pulled out this beautiful maneuver the other day, where he managed to make the ball come up onto his left foot and then at the same time poke it with the toe of his foot at the same moment. So it looked like the ball is literally about to have disappeared to the left. In fact, your eyes are still going left, but in reality, the ball's gone that way. And it was just amazing. It was like a magician's trick. And he did that right on the line. He absolutely skinned alive three defenders. Three defenders. Or maybe a midfielder as well. But either way, he skinned them. One man. But it'd just be amazing.
No end product. He skinned them, right? After that, he skins them, then no end product.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you need more than one person to get the end result. You can't just be all on you. I mean, what do you want him to do? Skin all that, get to the goal, score it? There's got to be other people involved.
No. I've said this before. Have you watched the movie called Escape to Victory? Escape to Victory. Is this a Second World War movie? Yeah, where Pele told the team, "Give me the ball. I'll skin everybody and I'll score. You don't have to. You guys don't have to touch the ball."
You know what? He would do it.
Yeah.
Him, Maradona, and Skippy, i.e. Messi.
Messi. Skippy Messi.
I got him Skippy because the way he goes about it.
Skippy's turning into a good player.
Can you imagine having him in your team?
Sly Stallone was the goalkeeper. Yes.
Right now, there's a team called PSG, right? Yeah. They got Donnarumma. They got Donnarumma in goal.
But he hasn't played yet.
Okay. And we were talking about the right wing. The best right winger that I could possibly imagine us ever getting our hands into in my dreams of dreams would be Hakimi. And that boy just walked into PSG's squad. At the same time, Messi did. At the same time, Donnarumma did. At the same time, is it Gini Wijnaldum? Is he there too?
Yeah, Wijnaldum's there.
Okay, he's there too. The mystery TikTok at the center of Liverpool's midfield. Sometimes there's unsung heroes that enable a system to work. They're very important people in the club. They're not the ones that are scoring the goals. They're not the ones at the back putting their body on the line, but they're the ones that keep the game, the team ticking in mechanism.
The gel?
Right? Well, yeah, it's like the composer creating the symphony. That's the type of player that is going over there. What else have we got going into it? You got Ramos is there too.
Yeah, PSG. On the free.
Mbappe, he's there still.
Oh, Mbappe, there's a controversy now. He wants to leave.
It doesn't matter. He's still there, though. Yeah. He's there.
No, that's what? Real Madrid has offered 160 million euros, right?
Yeah. Right. Oh, look, listen. Sty Stallone is there as well.
No. Sty Stallone was an escape to the victory. I was saying that's why the goalkeeper. Sty Stallone was the goalkeeper for the American guy was the goalkeeper, right? So
yeah. So who else is in that team? There's a couple. No, Neymar. I forgot. I got to mention his name twice because I think he's worth 2 people, right? Especially that transfer fee. No, that transfer fee makes him worth 3 people. So he's worth saying 3 times. They all got another guy called Neymar.
And Neymar.
Neymar.
And Neymar.
And now you got this other guy called Messi.
Oh.
And you got this giant you got the giant and goalkeeper Donnarumma on a free.
Yeah.
They're building the most monster team you could imagine.
Yeah, I know. Scary,
monster
right?
team. I swear they've got some they got some left backs and right backs that we should dream and drool about. Are you don't want to think about other clubs, do you? It makes you depressed about our team.
Yes.
No, you shouldn't be. Our team's exciting right now. 6 points. Tied first or something in the Premier League. What else has happened? Has anyone tripped up?
Oh, Di Maria, yeah, they've got Di Maria. Yes.
Oh, my days.
Yeah,
right wing.
I forgot about Di Maria.
Left wing, any wing, Di Maria.
Yeah. I'm just wondering who the defenders are, apart from Ramos has come in.
Marquinhos. I forgot. I can't pronounce his name properly, but he's the captain. You're right. The defense is a bit of a mystery. We keep forgetting about that.
Verratti has gone to PSG.
No, he might be there. Look, there you go. TJ Davis is telling us that Verratti's there.
Oh,
don't worry. Thank you very much. I love all these people.
Yeah.
They really keep me in my toes.
Oh, Kimpembe. Yes, defenders Kimpembe too. Yeah. That's the defenders I was thinking about. Marquinhos and Kimpembe. Yeah.
Do you sense do you sense that with that? Do you sense before these players turned up, these new ones like Messi and so forth, that before that people were taking pot shots at Poch?
Oh.
They were taking pot shots at him, saying, "Oh well, he's won nothing. He's going to win nothing. Oh look, he's at PSG. He lost again. Da 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 da." He goes, "Okay, hold my beer."
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. I happen to have this friend of mine that is in Spain right now. Yeah, Messi, come down to here to PSG. I go show some people up. And the next thing, Messi turns up.
But do you know, right? No, do you know? Poch is an Espanyol manager, right?
Yeah.
There was one time he said he'll never go to Barcelona, so he ended up in PSG. But now he's got Barcelona's best player.
Barcelona have gone to PSG.
Yes, that's what I've said. Instead of him going to Barcelona, it's Barcelona going to PSG.
But someone like Poch would have radically changed the way Barcelona play.
Yeah, he will.
Right.
Yeah.
But
he will never go there. He said he'll never go there, right? Like he said,
I don't think he can. I mean, he's from Seville.
Yeah, he's from Seville and Espanyol.
I mean,
he will never go.
It's like coming to this country and going to Chelsea and saying, it's like you're never going to go and manage Tottenham after that.
Yeah. No, what you're saying? It's like, yeah, what you're saying?
Okay.
How many Chelsea managers?
You're never gonna manage Liverpool and then like go across the river and start managing,
Everton.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah,
no one would do that. Okay, so these type of never situations.
No, never. Most probably.
There was a film.
Poch will never go to Arsenal.
No, wait.
Wait.
No, wait, stop. We've had Arsenal managers come to us. We've had our managers go to them. So this type of stuff, there was a film with Sean Connery in it called Never Say Never. I think we're in that situation. We just should never say never. And with Levy around, we should definitely keep our words to ourselves. Right. Shall we move briskly along? Levy's like that. He'll get under our skins when he'll make us get the expectation that we're about to get something good, and then it's a party pooper when you look at it. Oh my days, Yeah, we're gonna get Lo Celso after he's had the $6 million operations to turn him into the Bionic Man. And then we're finally gonna have that machine, the turbo. And then, when he gets to that stage, and all of a sudden, we start to see the wonderful player that we got. He'll get sold.
No. Look. Come to the real senses of our transfer windows, right? Since we got 7 days left, who is coming in, who is going out? To tell the truth, I've gone beyond that. I'm zen now. The only thing that pisses me off, right, the past 5 years, the amount of players that we signed and the duds that we've had, right? Even I include a lot of, apart, from Ndombele to Lo Celso to whoever we've brought in from then. Maybe only Sanchez is now more or less showing his potential. The rest of them are just all useless. We're just paying money for nothing. That's why I say, where is the accountability of our great businessman chairman, right? And the transparency of all the deals that he's done, right? Signing up to 300 million pounds worth of players, right? If it's in Malaysian ringgit, it's something like, my God, 2 billion ringgit, right? Worth of players. Where are they?
No,
I don't see them now. None of them has performed to the expectations. So that's why every transfer window that goes by, I don't expect anything. Unless you say that we go out and sign Messi or Ronaldo, that will be something proven.
Yeah.
Okay, to get us the goals, maybe win us the championship or some major cup, right? But they're not going to come. We're in the ECL. Talk about it. Imagine if this season, right, we were in the Champions League, right? I think the attraction of Ronaldo and Messi coming to us could be very high because we'll be playing in the Champions League, but we're in the ECL. Even Koundé doesn't want us to come to us, right? Torres doesn't want to come to us.
No, but listen. When you talk about mercenary, you got mercenary and then you got shrewd, right? If you got a choice between, say, Tottenham and Chelsea, which one's got the clearer and more clear intention of wanting people that ain't for cuddly? Okay. See, when you decide to choose, when you have a choice between Spurs and Chelsea, and you choose Chelsea, you have this aggressive winning mentality of, only thinking like an alpha sort of person,
No,
then
no,
kind of the two kind of set each other. Whereas when you think about Spurs, it's more of a case of
Spurs business. I mean, Spurs, our business on players, right? It's beyond shite. You know what I'm saying? At least Chelsea has a plan. They buy all the youngest. What is it? Posh can't believe his luck. Yeah, no backing. Spurs ends up PSG getting everybody in the world. Okay, we know that.
No.
Right?
The interesting thing here, right? Yeah, is that Poch has now managed, without doubt, some of the best players on the planet.
No, without doubt. Poch
I
is
mean,
managing.
Kane and Son.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Fair.
Son is there with Di Maria. He's already done it as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I think he's done it better in the Premier League than Di Maria ever could. Right? But so therefore, he's at the same status where I think that they both look very similar in terms of their speed, the phenomenal, they're like ghosts. The speed at which they go at is amazing, and they have an eye for goal from whatever angle they're at. But I was laughing here is that he's gone from he's got Messi. It's like from a club that gave him nothing to a club that's giving him the crown jewels. I absolutely love it. Listen,
no,
Eugene,
but don't you think the pressure will be high on him now? Okay, what I expect from Poch this season in Ligue 1, right? To win every match. That's what I expect because
Cody's around.
Yep, Cody's around.
Yep,
right. Yep. And to win every match, and of course, try to win the Champions League. Yeah. Hotspur Huddle.
Di Maria at Man U was crap. I think everyone at Man U was crap anyway. So hey, join the club. Look at Pogba. You know. Well, who's that defender they got? No, that defender in central defense, right? Toby.
Where?
No, not Toby.
Where? Man
United.
Now Maguire.
Yeah, Maguire. That's him. So he was good. Then he became crap, and then he became good again. Hopefully, redemption.
Yeah, and now they go Varane.
Luke Shaw, same thing. Came in, looked like crap. Di Maria came in, looked like crap. Did Tevez come in and look like crap?
No,
he's just good everywhere. Right? He's good all the time, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was in West Ham.
He's good all the time.
He was good all over the place. Yeah. Now he's got Varane. Yeah.
Well, I was asking. Listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put. Oh, that's it, Varane.
Yeah, he got Varane. He got Varane now. Yeah.
No, it's a Man United.
MU, Varane.
Yeah. So expect. I don't know what's going to happen. He's not a boy anymore. He's like 27, 28 now.
Varane.
Yeah. He's grown up now. Right. So before I continue, what I'm going to do, Eugene, if I can get my mouse to start working again. There we go. I'm going to post into the chat the StreamYard link because we've got to that stage now where it's in nearly an hour. Yeah. And pop it in there. Viewers out there, if you're watching right now, please do consider clicking onto that link. Come onto our show. Have a talk to Kay. Talk to Eugene too. Make it 2 pence. Get your view heard. Or just have a laugh anyway. Come on. Yeah. Come on down, whoever's there. The link is in the stream. And if you got your, even if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. Just have a little icon there and just speak through the microphone. Your microphone could be your mobile phone, your tablet, a headset like mine, stolen from back in the 70s. They're still after me. Museum is. Oh yeah. No, I've got that sort of very sort of cyborg retro look from Doctor Who. Again. You know, it's like the Cybermen sort of thing. But from very, very 20s, 30s.
No, very, very Daft Punk.
Also, where are we? So the stream's out there. I would like to move on. Just one more thing. So we've had a slapping in the European League.
No.
1-0 against an unheard of side. Sounds almost like a Zagreb.
No, but we played about it. No, we played our youth team with a bunch of crappy seniors. Sorry to say that, right? The seniors were crappy. They didn't carry the youth, right? You expect the youth to carry the seniors? If the youth carried the seniors, right, we should just put all the seniors back in the under-23s and play all the youth.
The youth weren't they weren't that much incredibly better. I mean, come on, we lay the finger on the more experienced players like Davis and Winks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're on the field, you're chosen. You're on the field, you're accountable. Yeah. If you're not up for it, why are you there, mate? There's no passengers on the football pitch. There's no passengers. That's the reason why we don't like. That's one of the reasons why we give stick to Dombele, is because you cannot be a passenger in a Spurs squad. We do not have the star players around him.
But the problem is that we've been having so many passengers in our squad for so long.
Yeah. No, but
that's the sad part.
Here's a statement. Right. John Lowe saying that Sanchez was crap. Now, here's the thing, though. Originally he was good too. And then he went crap, and then he became good. So
crap again.
What I'm trying to highlight here is that it's not just down to the players. Now, when I would go on to, for example, David Harris's show, the Irish Hotspur, he would say to me, but these guys are professionals. They're paid to do this. And I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, then why do you have coaching staff? Mm-hmm. Why do you have specialists? And why do the coaching staff, why are they the ones who get sacked? So I think people say one thing, but the reality is the opposite, which is that 99% of the time, we will not know what's been discussed between the coaching staff and the player. We won't know it. We'll see a player on the pitch. He may be told, I don't want you coming back. I want you to stay at the front, and I don't want you coming back in defensive motions. I want you to press from the front, but that's it. But stay there, though, because we need someone there if we knock the ball long. Maybe it's a tactic used by the coach. We're watching it. We're going, oh, you lazy bandit. You're not even running back. You're not even tracking back. What are you doing? Now we all of a sudden start questioning their attitude. Right? Or maybe you're a player that's in the middle of the pitch, and the opposition team, every one of them, including the ball boy, has come up, taken turns to kick you, and all your so-called team, your so-called fellow players,
teammates,
the ones that are supposed to back you up, they don't even help you get up. And then you turn around and say, oh, but you must be professional. And do it again the next game. Put it all in again the next game, and no one's there to back you up. And I think to myself that I would have to insult my intelligence to exclusively blame that person without looking at all the circumstances in a team sport. When someone's dragging their feet in a team, yeah, that's bad. But when the team decides to leave someone behind, that's far worse. Because that shows you an attitude of management.
No, that's what happened last season.
Well, that's Levy for you. If Levy comes to you and has personal conversations with you as a player, then you think Levy's got your back. You think, sod the manager. I can always go and cry to Levy. I can't cry to the manager because the manager will say, you crying, you're weak. Get out of my team. Go to the under-21s. I can't show him what a weak person I am, mentality-wise. And yet, when it's on the pitch, we see that weakness. You can't hide it. In the crucible, you can't hide that type of thing. Now, for Sanchez to keep turning up again and again and again, hopefully, even after all the stick that we've given him, after all the mistakes that he's probably burnt and done PTSD to his head, he shows good attitude to come back the way he's come back. I think that's very, very good.
True.
Mr. Singh is saying, well said. That might have been some time ago. Did I say something small? No, but I like to be fair to both the expectation as fans, because this is a slightly emotional thing, and at the same time, the reality of living where people have rights and there's the dignity. And there's a certain degree of privacy too. Like, not just privacy to look at, but also privacy, what's going on inside that person as well. We constantly, as a fan base, we constantly keep making assumptions that we know. Oh, Paul
assumptions.
We know.
No, you do, when you make an assumption, you don't know. That's why it's called an assumption.
Everything in Spurs is an assumption until someone's holding the shirt.
Yeah.
When they're holding the shirt.
No, that's why, Mr. K. That's why I said this season with a new manager. Right. As the fan base, we must give positive energy to the players first. Okay, don't assume anything, because like what you've been saying is right. We are human beings. The players are human beings too. They have emotions, they have good days, they have bad days, right? They make mistakes. Okay, we must give them some leeway.
Zagreb.
Okay, actually good though. All right, but in the end of the day, maybe we give the expectations of our players, our fans, put too much expectations on the players. But the thing is that once they don't perform, like you say, the assumptions come in. 1 + 1 is 3. 2 + 4 is 7. Right? We do not know what's happening. Right? What's going behind? Right? So while all this is happening now, I'm saying now, forget what happened last season, last season's past. Right? What Nuno we can see is doing to the team now. We see positives coming out of it. Okay? But of course, we don't expect the positives to come out overnight. Right? Nuno has just had the team for more or less 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget that we took 70 over days just to appoint the bloody manager. Okay. And whose fault is that? All right. So now, and then you got to tell me, Tottenham Hotspur. Will, I don't think Will is talking to you. Mr. K is.
No, it's Will Stewart's had a suntan and his beard changed color.
Hotspur Huddle, just joking. A nice kid. If you go through and you watch his channel, it's something like the Yit Kid.
Okay,
yeah,
very good.
Like
I like the logo.
Yeah.
I like the logo on the left-hand side and the icon.
Nice
It's been
kid,
really nice. You know what? Paul Kane's got a nice logo as well. He looks like one of those ones where you don't want to mess with him and like anywhere,
Right. Now, so going back to the situation is like this now.
Yeah, go on.
Whatever is happening now, right? The transfer window and all that. From day one, I was saying how Nuno got a job is most probably that he has more or less agreed with Levy, right? That he's understood that he's not going to get rid of the Deadwood. They will try their best to get rid of Deadwood, but if he can't get rid of Deadwood, he has to do with them till at least January or maybe next summer transfer window before they can more or less do a big clear out. So I guess Nuno is stuck with them, and Nuno has to do the best with them. Okay. So the only thing what us fans have to do now is to give the positive support to Nuno and the players that's on the pitch, right? Until they really, really screw up, right? Which somewhere along the line, as being a Spurs fan, we foresee it.
Oh my days. Paul, don't do this to yourself, honestly. Try watching the video of him doing all the mess ups. and then we'll find out if the guy's unbelievable or just believable. But okay, so he hasn't been on this channel very often. That's not a problem at all. Please do come around. Give us 2 pence.
If you want to joining our group, quite new. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody new wants to jump onto the stream, please do come talk to Kay.
Aaron, hop on, Aaron.
I can't believe Aaron. I saw him on Will Stewart's stream as well. Yeah. Wow.
Aaron hopped onto my stream the previous Sunday during the watch along after the post match show. Yeah, he hopped on with the video on for the first time seeing him live. Before that, he used to hop on with the icon. So hop on, Aaron.
Blue.
Alan.
Bryce.
Bryce.
In the house. In the house.
Bryce. Morning to him.
Morning,
Bryce is about two hours ahead of me. You're not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in Australia with Shane.
Scott M is asking
5 minutes.
5 minutes if that works for you guys.
We'll still be here.
For Scotty.
Yeah. Scott M, hop on.
5 minutes. Yeah. No problem. Scott, anytime, mate. I'll even let you come on when the stream's finished. I've done that a few times. I clicked on the wrong stream link. I'm sitting there for ages waiting for someone to put me on, and I'm on the wrong stream. Aaron's saying he's too tired to jump on. Aaron, you even when you jump on, you look like you're too tired. What are you talking about, Geezer? He's lying on a couch like this. And you know what? I never smoke on stream. And this guy's going.
We got to stop. Wait, Alan, you were debating Galaxy Universe again?
Oh my days, guys!
About Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Oh god!
No, allow that. Listen,
you went there.
Faz.
You went there.
Faz Redfar. Faz Redfar's in the chat saying, "Big up, guys. Do you think there should be a limit to net transfers in by any team to stop unfair play by the likes of C?" Well, the problem with having a limit is that everyone will hit that limit. every player will become worth that much. That you can't stop it from happening. With inflation and all the rest of it.
But isn't that FFP? The so-called FFP.
I can press red buttons by accident. He's heard of that.
Yes.
But no, this is you're saying FMP, financial fair play.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
FFP,
P.
Yeah.
No, financial fair play is a net. Is like an overall spend, so it's not an individual spend. So you can't put. He's saying net transfer. No, he said limited net transfer. Okay, so he's saying he's not saying individual. Many apologies, Fez.
Yeah, that's FFP, right? Yeah,
you know what? When you play any type of computer game, right? Yeah, and everyone starts from the same level, and you got a football team to put together. You'll have like X amount of million, say 100 million. From that, you got to like create all your players and team. In a way, that is giving everyone the same playing level field. The problem in football is the concept doesn't exist. It's never existed.
Yeah, never existed.
Football's been around for over 100 years, and yet that concept of a playing field being even, it just does not exist.
Never.
People with money have always come along in football and exerted their influence over the game.
True.
That's how it's evolved the way that it's currently evolved.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where trying to get everything to become fair, we may not, it won't happen because those people with the vested interest to hold on, they're not going to let go.
Mr. K, the world isn't fair, so you don't expect football to be fair.
But
so
Wayne Bonner in the house.
Hi, Wayne.
Now, basically, True Blues, Bryce is saying that we have a cap system here in Australia, but the bigger teams get around it with third-party payments, so it doesn't really work. Like I said, money is going to find a way.
Loopholes.
Money will find a way.
There are always loopholes, right?
Always loopholes. No, Fez, I fully understand, mate. I do indeed. My misunderstanding, I thought it was individual player transfer rates, but it's actually a net spend, a total transfer. Fez, get yourself a camera, jump on screen. In fact, you have plenty of cameras with all your technology. Come on, guys, jump in there. You know what? I'd like to see at least one person that I've not seen, maybe in the chats, but never seen them come online, show an icon or anything like that. It'd be nice if we could encourage more of you guys to do so. But we're floating at the 30 to 40 viewers, and that probably means that there's probably a few other streams running around right now. Am I right, Eugene? I've not really been paying any attention, or are they all off right now?
I got to check. I'm not sure. I'm sure
I'm very happy with the people that I've currently got here in the stream. Their comments are absolutely making my world right now. Paul, I'm sure you have already covered it, but PSG just turned down £160 million from Real Madrid. 1 year left on his deal. So wait, we're talking about Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe.
He's got 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah, that's why.
£160 million.
No, okay. I'm gonna ask the people in chess, right? Why don't we just sell Harry Kane for 150 million? Just pay Mbappe, pay PSG 150 million for Mbappe.
Straight swap. No, Mbappe Mbappe is one of those players that's just going to turn around and say, "Me work with Levy, no way, Jose." And I was going to say, Jose's already left
to Roma.
Right, he would like to hold on. Not in my recording studio, man. I've been in the middle of fixing someone's bed and I've hopped on. I've been on the buses. I've been on a bus replacement system, right? Yeah, here in London, getting back from the match, and still managed to stream on. No, but I fully thank you very much for getting back to me on that. I really do appreciate that. And next time, if you have an opportunity, please do come on. Brian saying that Kane will be leaving this window.
This window.
He is leaving this window. He's leaving this window. I'm gonna have to repeat it like a million times to myself, and then wake up in the middle of the night saying, "Kane is leaving." And HP is the source. HP is the source. Underrated brown sauce. That is absolutely yummy with everything.
HP brown sauce. Okay.
He has a recording studio at the bottom of his garden. Totally different building.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do. I've got a shed. I was thinking about maybe converting that into a studio. No, seriously, it makes sense.
But then you're gonna pull the internet cables all across the garden.
No, but you know it's everything. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I might stick a satellite dish above it and connect up with Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah. Yes,
He's got a decent fast system. Honestly, I'm not joking.
So and SpaceX will land onto your shit.
Look, we keep talking about forget these other top players. They're not going to come to our club. Haaland in a million years not going to end up to our club. Romero, Romero's at our club.
No, okay. But the problem is the wages again. In the end of the day, okay, Mr. K.
Wages?
If Haaland's wages, if he leaves Dortmund, let's say next season, right? They're looking at 600K and above, starting.
Oh, there's such a big difference. Look, you know what it is? It's not. Somebody made a point the other day. I was watching a stream. I can't remember where it was. Probably Bob Spur. It was Bob Spur's stream, and there was a person on the panel who turned around and made the point that it's not. It was Scott. No, it wasn't Scott. Somebody made the point that it's not so much the transfer fee; it's the wages.
Yes.
Right. So if you look at, for example, Kuma, the Chelsea defender. Am I pronouncing his name properly?
Kunde.
No, the other new defender. That's the one that we were linked with.
Kunde.
No, not Kunde. No, the one that from Chelsea.
Oh, Zuma.
Zuma, not Kuma.
Yeah.
I think Zuma.
Okay, Zuma.
Right. Now, Zuma, there was talk of him going to West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
But West Ham said that we can't afford to pay you the 120,000 a week. That would make you our top earner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, think about that for a second. They're having Zuma. Thank you, guys. Zuma is finding it hard to go to West Ham because they can't afford the 120,000 a week, because that would make him a top earner. Then the other boys in the team would say, "Hey, wait, he's on 120. I should be on 120 then as well." And then everyone's on 120, right? That's just not going to work. And then we're in a situation where we've got a player like Dombele making 200,000. And pulling in the performances, amazing performances on the bench. He's not even on the bench sometimes. He wasn't on the bench. Forget the bench. The guy didn't even get on the coach.
No,
right?
He's doing a lot. He's doing amazing performance on the training pitch.
Now, I remember that season. Brian Daigle saying, "Look at Dimitar Berbatov, which was sold on the deadline day." Back in the day when it used to be like free to watch stuff on TV, football wise, I used to love the transfer window. The last day of the transfer window, I used to absolutely love it. And all of a sudden, all this action and flurry would happen on the lastminute.com.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it's in the middle, like into the playing time of the season. Like, I get it that you start off and then maybe something happens and you got an opportunity to like get more transfers. But
Mr. K, did you remember, right? 30 years ago, there was no transfer window. You could transfer anybody anytime you want. Remember? There was one period of time. There wasn't any transfer window at all. Transfers could be done 24/7, 365 days a year. Right?
Yep.
This transfer window thing came in, I think, in the late 90s or mid 90s.
Probably when I grew up old enough to want to care about things like that.
Yeah,
well, here's an interesting point. DMT 1985.
Nice to meet you.
Been a while. I'm going to play his first one first. Unless you got it correct the second time. Yeah, there you go. Same thing. Right. Big up 300 for Hugo. The fact he stayed with us, like we got a better, this is Hugo in a similar sort of vein to Kane.
Honestly,
world class player,
class player, right?
Go anywhere, or playing for us,
anywhere, right? But at least Hugo has won a cup, the World Cup,
European Cup as well.
Oh, European Cup too. He's cups.
He's got two.
Yeah, so
this is the French team, right?
Yeah.
So we've got ourselves a situation where, look, as I was saying, 200,000 a week, 120,000 a week, and then you got people like Griezmann on like 650,000 a week. I just think this money's. It's like when you talk about, the point that was made originally. The point that was made originally. I think it was Fez.
The Spanish league, right? Killed the wage structure. Yeah. The Spanish league killed it, right? Because once you started with the Galacticos, then when Barcelona went crazy, like £2 million, 2 million euros a week for Messi.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that crazy? Right? He makes 100 over million euros, nearly 200 million euros per annum. And if I'm not mistaken, the deal that Messi had, right, the 2 million euros per week, right, is tax-free.
Yeah.
It's after taxes. So you imagine, that's why they're in this trouble now. But the problem, once they started that ball rolling, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when Real Madrid started to actually just pick up the best players around the world, right? MU was paying, Beckham £40,000 a week during that time. And when Real Madrid came along and said, Beckham, join us, I'll give you £150,000 a week, tax-free. And that's how the ball starts rolling. And
so, Messi, for example, right, yeah? Mm-hmm. How much money do you think that guy's paid in taxes, bro?
He doesn't.
But he must do.
No, the problem with the Spanish league, right, all these players, when they go there, they're very smart. They make deals tax-free. That means the amount I get, right, is clear of the taxes. You can put an amount there. I want That's the deal broken down. So
didn't that happen with that Fonseca?
Fonseca? When?
Yeah, well, when he was coming in, the negotiation got to the point of paying his wages. He was getting less tax. He was getting less tax in Italy. Bro, and when he came here, he negotiated for the same sort of wage structure. And he said, "No, I need more because."
There's another smoke screen done by Levy again, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So I don't want to believe in that tax issue. Then he was supposed to sign more or less it's 99% done. Then the tax issue came out. That's why we didn't get him. Right. Yeah. That's another lot of BS again by that side. Right. So.
Right. I think we've got to that stage of the day now. Oh, not that one. Sorry, wrong one. It's not that stage today. We have got some breaking news. We have got Scott M in the house. Scott M.
Hi, Scott.
How are you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not too bad indeed. Scott, I haven't streamed for about a week. I saw you on Sunday night, or was it something like that, on the Will Stewart show?
Yeah, I was on. First, I was on Mari's his show in the afternoon for me. I guess that would have been probably the evening for you guys, maybe. And then I was on Will Stewart's show at night too. Yeah, and we were on together for that, right?
Right. I'm going to. How do I add everyone's names at the bottom of the stream? If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. I don't know.
What do you mean? The tag at the bottom? You go down to your
names.
Do you go back down to your the banner and all that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then you go down, scroll down. There's one thing that you gotta switch on that allows back the name on.
Oh, show display names.
Yes.
Hey! Honestly, this is so. Look, as a viewer, myself personally, when I'm viewing a stream, I want to see someone's name. But obviously, if it's on a mobile phone, you can, even with the name, you can't read it out anyway. But Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the stream.
Yes, Scott.
Talk to Kay. What's your 2 pence, mate? What do you want to talk to Kay about?
I don't know. I think I came in and you guys are having a very interesting tax conversation. That's coming in. So
you like to get away from that sometimes if you possibly can. Money. It's just it hurts thinking about it. I think that's where we got to.
I think probably for me right now, and kind of going off after listening to Cody and Will earlier today, is all about the transfer. That's the most interesting thing. I know maybe you've already talked to death about it, but just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And unfortunately for me, the only thing I can see is, the more things change with bringing in a director of football, the more things stay the same, that we keep acting the exact same way we have. Not that we bring in Paratici, we still act the same way that Levy always acts, right? Doesn't matter. Yeah. We make all these changes. We're going to do things different, but no. Still Daniel Levy running everything.
David, don't worry. Plenty of other food in the world. But I love my curry though. Nice to see King David here. Scott, the way, I mean, there's a gentleman by the name of Fez. He made a point earlier about some sort of capping on the wage structure or the net spending. We found that human beings, when it comes to money, will find ingenious ways to work around the clock. They'll find different ways to get money to you. So this financial fair play, it's not really going to be able to work, and everyone's laughing at it.
Yeah, the hardest thing for me, I mean, I come from North America, so I'm very familiar in North American sports where we have a lot of those kind of controls on it, right?
Yeah.
I think the reason why it can work there, those leagues have so much control. They're basically monopolies, right?
Yeah.
So the hardest thing you're going to do is, let's say we do, EPL or, even EPL, all the teams in all the leagues in Europe agree to these. Well, then you have a Chinese league out there, and they're willing to pay 10 times as much. Well, how long until people go there? And I just don't see it feasible. There's just too many leagues, it's too big almost. You know what I mean? It's hard. How are you going to control everybody? Like you said, there's always going to be somebody who's out there. And, for North American sports, when you're talking about 30 teams, it's much easier to control 30 teams. When you're talking about football, you're talking about what? Hundreds, thousands of teams out there and 10s, 20 different leagues that you'd have to control. It's a nice idea. I think, it would be a lot more enjoyable for a lot of clubs if you didn't go out there and see Man City has every single one of their players is more than some of these teams have for their whole team, right? So, but I mean, I just don't see it being feasible.
I mean, I'm shocked at how much money is in wages. I mean, West Ham, they did a pretty decent run last season. They're not exactly, they're not exactly a relegation team every season, not quite. And I think they've done a little bit enough now to break free of that and leave other teams to dwell down there. So you could say like West Ham's like middle order Premier League team. And they're finding it hard to put a player in of, with no doubt good quality, experience, that's going to improve their squad and they can, have a bit more solid defense. But this guy is going to cost 120,000 a week in wages, and they can't afford that because that would make him the top earner. Now, when you think about some of the players we just got one player who's on 200,000 a week, and we're very upset about him being on 200,000 a week and not performing anywhere near the level that someone like Tanganga, who's on completely 1/10, even less than 1/10, 1/20th of what he's making. Then you got other teams, for example. I remember the famous case where some players are making like $500,000 and they're just sitting on the bench. Oh, Bale, for example. The capping, I just don't understand how you can have this one player making more money in his wages than the opposition team in its entirety and call it a playing level field. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think this idea of trying to create some sort of control and over the Premier League and the European teams as a whole, something has to be done, because if you don't, things can get very, very crazy, very, very fast, and you'll end up with a levy situation where the club has gone from like £20 billion in debt to £1 billion in debt, and the only people that can come along to save it are now billionaires, not millionaires.
Yeah, I would hope, like the two examples, that Kurt Zuma example is pretty shocking to me, I guess. I mean, like you said, he's a good player, right? But he shouldn't be somebody that is out of the price range for a team, especially a team like West Ham. Like he should be fine. He should be exactly the kind of player that they're going for, right? Not quite good enough for Chelsea, or good enough, but Chelsea wants to upgrade. But he comes in. But the fact that their wages is stopping for Kurt Zuma, that to me is a little bit shocking. And the other one is Barcelona. Hopefully, I don't think there's going to be any fallout. They're going to get bailed out somehow. I don't know how, but the fact that a club like Barcelona, which theoretically has done everything that you should, right? They win. They're in Champions League every time. Like that's what we hear about us, right? We need Champions League. We need the Champions League money. They got all the Champions League money. They get all the titles. They win, and yet they're so they're still so horribly mismanaged that they seem like they can't even sign players. Like that should be a big wake-up call. I don't think it will be. I think somehow, like it always is, something's going to get bailed out, but that should be.
Scott, what they were saying was that Messi, even if he took half wages, they couldn't afford him.
Still, yeah.
I mean, even so previously they're paying him this much money, and then the guy was to take a 50% wage cut. They still couldn't afford him. That, like, was there some sort of invisible wall that was coming towards, and only they could see it?
No, I think La Liga blocked it.
The Liga blocked it. Okay.
Yeah, because La Liga is going to give them bailout packages and all that, right? So I think Messi's wages was too high.
A bailout package for Barcelona.
Wait, yeah, Barcelona is in 1.2 billion in debt.
Yeah, that's how much we're in debt. We're 1.2 billion in debt. What's the big deal?
But ours is in loans. This is outright in debt, right? And Barcelona has a cash shortage of 451 million pounds. They can't even pay wages now.
Yeah, but I don't. Amazing. And to me, it shouldn't have been a surprise. I guess, they say COVID, but I can't imagine they're making 400 million in game day. Like, you know what I mean? How did this not coming? It's not like they missed out 5 years of Champions League. It wasn't like, I think Leeds,
Scott, I think it's all corruption because
that's what, that's what I mean. But it's, you know what I mean? They knew it was coming and just didn't care, right?
Yeah, no. But because Barcelona is actually owned by the fans. So the fans have the system where they vote in the president, the blah, 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 the hierarchy that goes in. And those fellas up there, right, must have done something really well.
Wait. You mean to say the fans get to vote in people? Then that must make it the most corrupt club on the planet.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but people don't understand that, right? Yeah, but whenever you have the word democracy in sports, right, it always ends up in corruption. Simple as that. If that guy who doesn't know nothing about football has got the same equal say that I have got, and I spent maybe 50 years in football, then that's a crap system, where some guy who's really crap at something is talking and pontificating about a subject matter when a qualified person, his voice is no better. So this is basically
I think the system is not wrong, but I think that when you bring the people to run it, and it's been run all this while with all the glory that you had, right?
No, Eugene. What I'm saying
covers
is
it covers
Eugene,
a lot of the things that you don't see.
No, I understand. What I'm saying is that when you get fans voting for example, the El Presidente of the club, the chairman or whatever, then they're not looking. They may not be okay. They may use their gut feelings. They may say, "Oh, look, he's got a nice smile. I vote for him." Now, that guy coming in could completely destroy your club. But he had a nice smile. You justified it by saying he had a nice smile. What's that got to do with football? This is one of the problems we've got as Spurs. We've got ourselves a chairman who may be good at something, shaving his head. But that doesn't qualify him to making footballing decisions. So it's a great idea to equalize money, Mr. DP is saying. Give Burnley same resources as Spurs. Listen, you want the same resources? You can have the same levy too. You're going to handle that, then you can have the same resources.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this is the reality, is that sometimes you do get absolutely not very nice chairman or boards, but they make your club a lot of money. And then you got on the other spectrum, you may have some really nice people that passionately care about football and the club, but they may be really crap at administration of it. Or maybe they keep it afloat, but they can't take it higher. Levy's done a trick with us. He took us from there to there in terms of debt. And fair enough, you're saying that's an investment. Okay, so that's probably how it's increased and leveraged the club against itself. But this idea that money can be equalized, that we can have a fair playing field, I don't think so. Scott, you got a viewpoint of a franchise system, which you've got in America, and this perception. How is the fan perception or perception of fans with their involvement with the club? Is it just as passionate as we are, or do they allow the club to make financial decisions and say, well, that's just the reality of them making decisions?
Now you're opening up a can of worms, because I heard a lot of these discussions they had before, especially right around the ESL time. That was a big discussion about. I will say this: I find it is similar level of passion. I know that's not everybody agrees with me or likes it. I do. I know I'm a fan of Spurs and I'm a fan of my local hockey team in the NHL, the Flames, and I love them both equally as much. Now, I think one thing that people say, well, I've been supporting, my grandpa, my father, my grandpa couldn't support the same hockey team because they didn't exist until 1981, right? So we don't have that connection, but they are. There's a lot of passion. It's the same amount of passion. It's a different mindset. And that's kind of one of the things that I've been saying in chat or even to myself. Like, I know around the ESL time, two guys that I saw took a little bit of heat were Will and Brian Ireland, right? I think they took some heat incorrectly. But one of the things that I felt during the ESL the whole time, for me, I didn't like it. I didn't support it, but I understood it. And I think it was a lot easier for us to understand it. And that's the same thing that I've said with Kane. I don't really support Kane missing the time like he is, but I understand it. I've seen it before. So I think maybe what the difference is in a lot of the North American sports and their fans is we're used to these financial decisions running the show. We've lived with it for so long, whereas maybe now for football over in the UK and Europe, it hasn't been the case that for as long. So you're starting to kind of see these things, and maybe it's coming as more as a shock. And I don't want to speak for you, but that was a lot of the sense that I got during the ESL talk. Wasn't that I was happy with the ESL or supporting it, but I understood it, and I heard a lot of people I was hearing, I'll get Dave, the Irish Hotspur, right? I'll give him. He would say a lot of things, and I agreed with him. Like, yes, I understand where he's coming from. It's such an emotional place right? Where he wasn't wrong, but sometimes I would say, you're right, but this is the reality. You know what? I don't know. That sounds like I'm brushing it off, but it was such an emotional place, and I could just see that emotion coming out of him and many other fans. That for me, I was angry, but I don't think I had that level of emotion because I was just so used to it from watching it here before, from being used to that system.
Scott, I understand exactly what you're saying. I saw firsthand because how Will was getting flack for just pointing out the basic facts of the situation, saying, listen, guys, in the UK, you may not have that much experience with franchise models, but we in America, we do. And I can give you my 2 pence about it because I see it all the time. Yeah. And I think that was an opportunity for us to learn. But the problem is that when you've got such an emotive subject and with something that involves fan ownership, which is something that's popped up over COVID, you also see the fact that COVID highlighted how the big companies and the ultra rich have taken the money for packages, that are designed to stimulate the economy, but instead only the greedy have taken it. You see that you get this feeling in you that your club, your football club, the thing that you hold a passion with, you're going to defend it against such brazen greed. So when the ESL came along, just the sheer mention of the word was enough to inflame people's hearts. So when somebody just mentions franchise model with an American accent of all accents, it's enough to get them raging. Oh, where's the enemy? You're the enemy. Burn the witch. I know how that feels. And I think to a certain degree, people like Bob Hotspur, he gets a similar sort of flack as well. Because sometimes he'll say stuff which he himself doesn't like it. But he is a pragmatist. He'll say it because he knows this is the reality. And unfortunately, because he says it, he gets an awful lot of flack from people's hearts. I think as a community, we've kept together and we've gone through the ups and downs. And eventually we'll all educate. We'll all become more mature in this. And hoping content like this will actually help people to do that. Because it's very important to understand it's important to understand that you must not abuse other human beings because they hold an opinion which is different from your own. Right? If anything, you should engage with them more to try to see their point of view. And get your 2 pence across as well. It's not about winning. And unfortunately, arguments have become about winning. It's about understanding
and learning.
Who's to know whether you're right or wrong? It's this perception on a commonality where people say, well, we commonly believe this to be good. Well, supposing the common thought was the opposite. You know, ethics turns upside down depending upon what you use as a yardstick. So the ESL, Eugene, this is what I was going to bring. This is where the whole thing's coming back to, because I don't believe for 1 second this ESL thing's ever going to die. I think it's just going to be reincarnated as some other sort of package, maybe even get impregnated within UEFA and come up through the UCL.
No, after they pay off the FIFA and the UEFA, right? Then and all the people that they had to pay off, right? And the ESL continue, right? So my projection for the ESL coming back, right, will be after 2023.
2023.
Yeah.
All right. So that's when Potts comes back, right? Sorry. He's coming
they
back.
just have to make sure the right people. I think they pay off a few more people, get them on board to make it a smoother transition.
Yeah.
The reason why it's not going away is because it makes money, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Like it
can't go away.
It makes them money, and they care about money.
This money. Yeah. In the end, everybody cares about money.
And it's not. I know it'll be easy to make the 12 clubs, or I think there's going to be more than 12 clubs, because I think PSG would be in it as soon as they have their World Cup out of there done. And I imagine who else will Fire, and I think will be in there once they figure out how they can get around the rules there. You know, but what I'm saying is it's easy to demonize them when almost anybody in their spot. It's easy for us to sit here and say, no way, I would never do it. But when you're looking at a check for 350 million, that's pretty nice. Even if you have 8 billion, you know, you still want that 350 million because it's never enough. But
but this is the point, though, is that once you see what I was trying to say to you earlier about this West Ham 120, then you got Tottenham 200, and then you got the next bracket up. All right, and I think to myself, there's a bracket above that. Okay, you know, the crazy bracket. So from 200,000, I'd say that would go up to about 400, 350. But any team that can afford 350, 400 is now able to go to 600 a week. And this is where the problem lies, I think, clubs like Real Madrid and so on, Barcelona, where they did push over that barrier, and now they're in trouble. Because if that player is not performing at the height that he's performing at, you know, like let's compare them to basketball, like a Michael Jordan. You know, phenomenal output. Continuous high quality output. So someone like Bale, for example, you know, winning up and down, and that 600, 650 looks an absolute waste, a killer. I mean, can you imagine that every week Bale was sitting there in the bench at Real Madrid for, I don't know, was it a year or so, making that type of money, and yet his one wage was worth more than double, triple the whole of the West Ham squad put together. That is phenomenal. The amount of money that is between one set of teams and another set of teams. And yet this European Super League is going to split them even more. It's crazy. We want to bring them together, but every action looks like we're tearing them further apart.
And I think, too, like one of the things that we've seen with these super teams is that's what happened to Barcelona. Because I know he's not popular. I actually think he's good. But Griezmann, for example, they never would have in the past. That was not a player that they would have bought and spent that money. But they see everybody around them, right, buying all these big players. So now they're trying to keep up with everyone, and it leads them because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to give him. And I like him, but whatever. Yeah. What is he? 600, 700,000, whatever it is. Right?
I think it is. No. I think what it is. Look, we're looking at players, but in reality, players don't do nothing. Players got nothing to do with this. It's agents and football clubs.
Yeah.
Right. So you have got yourself a football player. He gets into bed with Mendes.
Well, he was the one I was going to just bring up. So yeah.
Don't worry. I'm in tune with you. I've done this before a few times, but don't worry. You get the hang of it. I'll pass it off to Eugene, and Eugene will pass it on to you. Don't tell the audience. But as I was saying, you know, the franchise model, if you want everybody to play within a certain field, then that's what you're going to end up having, boring football. Come on, you guys have watched more boring football than I have. Please let me know what it's like.
For me, it's different because I know I'm one of the North American fans that like both systems. I do like North American sports. Yeah. I know a lot of fans that are from North America don't, and they kind of move towards the system. So I like both.
Yeah.
I think it could work if the EPL was just in a vacuum, but it isn't. And it's also harder. Like, I don't think it would ever work in the EPL to try to put those, because especially with the relegation system, like how's that going to work then? Is that you have a salary cap and then you drop down. I don't think it can work. I don't know what there is.
We have some breaking news. Yes, we have Bob's.
I've never been breaking news before.
Have you been on one of my shows before, Bob? Oh, you have?
Mate, yeah.
I remember that famous one.
I was on your
yes,
first
that's
one.
right. I do indeed. It's been a while, Bob. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I thought I'd come on and
make the place look more lively.
King David seems to have some infatuation.
I know.
I missed all of that, by the way, deliberately.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I missed a lot of stuff deliberately.
So I thought I'd come on and King David pop on, mate. I'm sure that there's a link in the stream. By all means, if you want to pop on and see, talk to me face to face, go for it, mate.
There you go. As if by magic, the link is in the stream indeed.
Well, there you go.
Please do come on. Heavyweights are in the house.
We can discuss curries all night.
We can discuss a fusion of spices and herbs.
Yeah. Big up, Scott. How you doing, matey?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Nice to see you again.
Bob, already people are starting. Forget talk to Kay. They want to talk to Bob. Is Kane going to start Thursday? They're saying. With Crystal, is your Mystic Meg vibrating?
I hope he does. I don't think he will. I think. Well, I was going to say probably start the same 11, but obviously Romero's coming back from injury. Carter Vickers is not sure about. So I don't know. I'm just hoping we've got a stronger bench than what we did last Thursday, so we can call upon him. But yeah, I hope he does get 90 minutes under him and get a couple of goals. Preferably start up front alongside Scarlett, because I felt sorry for Scarlett last week. So I hope he does, but I don't know. I don't know if he will. Mm-hmm. Paul.
I mean, Rob over here. One's older than the other and probably had better playing time, tell you the truth. But in terms of what we've seen in terms of commitment and training and off the ball, are they going to carry on progressing into a higher-end professional? And the idea is that with Scarlett, you can see that he has the right attitude of mind, the training discipline, and the right type of lifestyle in order for him to keep growing at the pace he's growing at. So Parrott was better. I'm not too sure if that's going to continue to be the case. But the only reason why I brought that up was because Rob turned around and said that Kane is starting on. He better start on Thursday. Is it? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
no.
I don't think it's necessary. I think he's the type of player that you want to get ready for the Premier League.
No, like I say, and exactly. That's the reason why I want him to start on Thursday. He doesn't have to complete 90 minutes. But like I say, I don't think he will. I'd love to see him start. Then again, there's not much travelling involved. Start him. Play an hour with Scarlett. Get a couple of goals.
Well, it seems to me you've attracted the attention of Pep. Bryce is saying that King David is really Pep Guardiola in disguise.
I'm always calling out Pep in hope that one day he comes onto one of our streams, but highly unlikely.
You need his daughter to be sitting next to you in order for him to do that.
That's it.
We have to do the Delhi style there.
That's it.
But look, if you remember last season and the season before that and so forth, I think this is a reasonably good start to a season. Considering we're not playing all that great, but we're winning.
It's the best possible start to a season. Me and Scott have our differences with regards to the Wolves game. We're both absolutely, over the moon that we've got the 3 points.
Yep.
I personally believe it was a bit better than poor. You know, a lot of people were saying we were poor against Wolves. I thought, you know, if we were to watch the highlights, it was all Spurs. It was all
I mean, it was an away match, right?
Yeah. I mean, in all the circumstances, you know, first home game for Wolves in front of their own ground. Wolves are going to beat some big teams at home. We've always struggled, I think, on possession-wise. I don't think we've ever... Our best two players, arguably, in Ndembele and Kane not starting. And like I say, it's we've had a manager who's I'd only been in the job under 60 days. So considering everything, I thought it was good, and I don't think there would have been any qualms if we'd come away with a 3-0 win, because all the chances were ours. There was a lot of tip tapping around the box. I think last I counted there was 1,424 crosses that went into our box, and we managed to cope with it.
I mean, this is
pretty well.
This is Dyer. This is Dyer and Sanchez.
Have you got a dressing gown on?
I'm sick. I've got a dressing gown on. I've been ill for the last.
Mate.
I've been ill since Saturday, late Friday night. I missed umpteenth amounts of streams I was supposed to come on to. FTB, the weekly roundup, I completely missed that. But the thing was is that Eugene's been like on me all day saying, "Geez,
sounds like a show in Milton Keynes."
I've got medication to the max. Seriously, can't you tell I'm not well? Can you not see I'm slightly
That's Milton Keynes, man. It's Milton Keynes.
Bob, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Bob. See you, bye. We one thing we haven't talked about too much this season, probably because we're so busy talking about all kinds of other things, is the depth of our squad. Because now that season started, we seriously need some depth. The second team played last time against these relatively unknown team, and we got beaten 1-0. And I wish I was wearing a kimono, Aaron. I wish I was wearing a kimono. Bob, do you fear that we literally don't have the depth of squad at all?
No, we don't. We're a weaker team now. I don't know what you guys think. We're a weaker team now than what we were at the end of last season. Right now, where we are, we're a weaker team. Yeah, for every Toby we've lost, experience, defender, X amount of appearances in the Premier League. For Spurs, we brought in a 23-year-old, untested, never played in the Premier League. So I think that kind of levels themselves out. Romero might turn out to be a much better defender than Toby. Right now, we have to weigh it up. A Hill, who's coming in for a Lamela. Lamela I never rated. You know, Rabona got him a 2-year, 3-year contract. But we don't know about Hill. He's someone that I had to Google, to be fair.
But you've seen him a little bit now. You've seen him a little bit.
I've seen him a little bit, yeah.
I mean, in terms of his demeanor, in terms of what little bit you've seen, don't forget it's very raw. Do you have any hope that there's a budding player in there that could do a Fernando for us?
Any player we sign, there's always hope.
Yeah.
I hope they turn out to be the best player in their position for Spurs in the world.
That's hope, though.
That's hope. But I can't judge it against a few minutes against Fernando.
The reason why I mention this is because I saw bits of him, and he seems like a player who wants the ball, number one. Right? And he's willing to go to where the place is to get the ball rather than just standing there going, "Oh, I should be the center of attention." Remember when Ndombele first came on, he was like standing around with his arms around like that going, "Come on, where's pass the ball to me," or whatever. This kid, Hill, he's not like that. He's more in your face. A bit like Lamela.
You talking about Lamela or Gil?
Gil.
Oh,
in terms of he comes there, he's more animated. He definitely is willing to go the extra yard to get what he wants and it's almost like team play rather than individual play.
It's a wait and see, isn't it?
It's definitely a wait and see. But I've got high hopes for the boy because I like the attitude that he's got.
But we've replaced Galini with a heart. But for me, where's Vinicius' replacement? Where's Babel's replacement? So right now, I do believe we're in a weaker position. What the Don or the board can pull out the bag in the next 5 working days Because remember, it's a bank holiday weekend, and Saturday, Sunday, very rarely we get any signings announced. So there is a bank holiday Monday as well. So technically, we've only got 4 working days: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday.
What's more important to you, Bob? Well, what's more important to you, a striker or a playmaker?
A defender.
Both in it. A defender.
Defender for me. We need attacking options, of course. We need attacking options. Yeah.
In your mind, we actually need like 4 or 5 players, let alone 1 or 2.
Mate, right now we need about 4 or 5 players, but I'd be happy with just.
If you had one, which one would it be?
A centre back / right back. Tommy Arsu for me. Again, is he untested as well? But he gives us a bit of a few.
He would give us that depth of field. He would give us that depth that we're after. That Tanganga is already trying to fill. It'll give us that depth in case he gets injured.
I think that's the problem.
It depends who goes out, doesn't it, Scott?
I think it's the problem that we're at. Is now we're almost hoping like, hey, we can get in a Tomiyasu because he can cover right back and center back. And if you asked me, I was gonna say I'd like to get somebody who can cover right wing and striker. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. We're now because we can't get what we actually need. We're gonna try to get somebody, and it rarely works, and it's always covering over band-aids. But you're trying to get Tomiyasu because he can do right back and center back. I'd like a right winger who can also move over and play striker, but start at right wing. Maybe we can get I don't know, or maybe that's what it is. It's a creative player that can move out to the right, like a Damsgaard. You know what I mean? We're looking at so many because it's so late in the window. We haven't done anything. Now we're trying to hope that we can get somebody who can cover 2 of our holes because we're not going to be able to cover all the holes we have.
Yeah, but isn't the last week of the transfer window or the last few days of the transfer window or the latter half of it almost like a domino effect situation where one player has to leave and another player has to arrive, another player has to leave, another player has to arrive, and there's like 3-4 teams that have to do this sort of like domino effect in order for the transfer to occur. Now, when we get to this stage of the transfer market, this is the type of these are the type of things that now will happen. It's going to have a quick flurry of things. Now, when you have a quick flurry of things, sometimes people put an extra bit of percentage here and there to make things move. Levy's not that type of guy. He's not. So these type of things can often end up being egg in our face sometimes. And sometimes we pay too much. I don't know what happened there. But I remember when Sissoko came in for 30 million, I was shocked. It's just that, okay, maybe I underestimated what it was that Sissoko could do, but he was playing for Newcastle at the time. And they had people like Demba Ba. They had like Cisse. They had, there's one more person, I've forgotten his name. But then we end up getting Sissoko, and I'm thinking, what? Out of all those players, we end up with him. But it seems to me that we're not ever there for the first picking order or the second. We're there for the third when it comes down to players. So realistically, who's going to be coming into us that's going to be better than Romero or even at a par? As you said, Tomiyasu, right? Yeah. But his name is being linked up with our club for ages and nothing's happened.
Yeah, 18 years, I think.
Since he was a wee lad.
And now with Tommy.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. Go on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, Tomiyasu, when we were first linked with him back in June, July, whenever it was, I wasn't really that keen on him, I'll say. It wasn't a player that I want. But now I'm hoping that we get him. And, it's not because he's improved at any point in those 3 months. It's just because now or 2 months, I just want to get him in here because I want somebody coming in here. And it's a terrible way to think, right?
You know what you're saying, Scott? What you just said, Scott, is exactly our mindset was with. First of all, Eugene's not going to be surprised that we are looking at bargain basement, last minute deals. He's always said that. But what you've just said, Scott, was exactly our mindset when it came to the managers. Remember, we were welcoming. We were doing streams. I personally did a stream with Will or Dave over a Fonseca. We were happy to accept Fonseca because it come to a point where we were happy to take in anyone. And that's where we are with players right now. We'll fucking take in anyone. Bob Spur Jr.'s have just applied for a position. Well, I'll fucking take him in, and he's only 6 years old. That's where we are right now. We will accept anyone, and I mean anyone. And Tomiyasu, whereas we're not quite sure, is another player we've had to Google But I'll take him in because we need bodies. We need
Tommy
bodies.
Hassel.
But what's going to happen is we're going to be left with the same bodies. We're not going to get anyone in. I do not the mindset of the recruitment team and the vision of the club is just confusing me. I'm not sure where we're going. We want to be bringing in a Traore, a tried and tested Premier League. I don't like him anyway. And then we're going for someone who's going to be a success in 3 years' time in a SAR.
Yeah. The cavalry's coming, Bob. The cavalry's coming in 3 years.
The thing is, Mr. K, SAR's not the issue. The fact we've gone out and bought him, supposedly, I think it's confirmed.
Good. That's a good thing.
Isn't an issue. But why is the attention, why is our focus on a young product, a young player in another league, in a position that we don't even need right now? Why is our focus there? Why is our recruitment team focusing on that? We need to be focusing on the right now. I don't need any players for the future. We've got enough in Skippy, in Højbjerg, Reguilon, Tanganga, Romero, all under 25. All under 25. These are players
and they need playing time.
Scarlett,
and they need playing time. So if we get a new big player in the end, he's going to take playing time away from them. Just one last little thing, but I wanted to just highlight there because I noticed something. You remember a couple of years ago there was another player. I think his name was Jin, where he was a defender as well, from I think somewhere near China, and we were heavily linked with him for about a year or so.
The Korean monster guy, is that the one you're talking about?
Maybe, I'm not too sure, but it was. So it seems to me that our club is courting for players on that side of the world, right? It seems to me that maybe with the success of Son, that model is thinking, well, if we can be successful, it's very important. And he's re-signed as well.
Yeah.
So there is an element of recruitment which looks at the demographics as opposed to necessarily what we need right now, and hey, that player over there, that's perfect for us. Oh, let him. It's £3 million away. Allow that. We'll concentrate and talk about this guy in Asia. Now the problem is we haven't got any of these characters off the line. So we get linked once, twice. Now, if Tomiyasu doesn't sign up, and there's a third mention of a third person, either there's lots of hot talent coming out of that from that part of the world, or we've got a deliberate policy of recruitment from that side of the world.
Yeah.
I don't mind if that was
just before you go, Scott. DMT in 1985. Just find out what the word opinion means. If you don't like it, mate, piss off. Sorry,
don't
Scott.
worry. I was going to mention David just a little quickly over here. He's asking if you enjoyed your curry. I hope you did. I enjoyed mine too. But
it was mixed in with a bit of Dedi Madi Puddi as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, come on now.
Yes.
Listen, we should not have to do this. Look, King David, it's an absolute pleasure to have you in our streams and in our chats. But please don't antagonize other people. It's just not very nice. And if you're feeling antagonized, please, it's not meant to be our intent. And if you feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest, please, I'll put the link in there. Come on, you don't even have to show your face. You just have to talk. We're not going to bite you. I'll control Bob if you need me to.
You don't know King David. You don't know King David, but never mind. Go on.
No, I don't know King David. I heard his name once or twice before. I think Will mentioned it.
Don't worry about it. It's all right.
So in order for Will to mention it, it's definitely news to me.
Yeah.
So I will continue.
I was just going to say, I'm not saying that, targeting somebody from, that market, thinking that we can get fans in is the best plan. But to me, at least they would show some sort of plan. And right now, I don't see a plan with what we're doing. And I find it all the time with us. Like you said, you're talking about getting Sar from Mets. And individually, I like it. I like the player. Yeah. I don't mind that he's young. In an individual sense, it works. But when you look at the overall team building, it doesn't make sense at all. And that's what I see too many times with our club, is that individually you can justify almost a lot of our signings individually. But then you step back and look at everything and you say, like you said, Sar's a good player. He's not very much money. Great. But we need right back. We need center back. We need this. We need guys right now. So how come we're not doing that? We never seem to have a plan. We never seem to look at things. Like we bring in Doherty to play right back when he's played right wing back his whole time. We bring in Ndombele and Lo Celso in the same window. I like them as players, but even under a Poch system, there has to be questions whether they're going to be able to play together, whether they're too similar. Doesn't seem like anybody thought about that in any sense. But it was a deal, right? Lo Celso we could get for a deal because Real Betis was willing to try to cut out PSG with a little bit of money so we could save some money by doing a quick deal with them. And so we go for him rather than somebody that might have fit better with the team. And it's just constantly, you never know what is the plan. So it might not be my favorite, but at least it shows some direction that the club has that we do not have now, even under Paratici.
Scott, can I ask you? I'll ask all three of you. I'll ask. Do you? I think, Mr. K, you mentioned that sometimes when I say something, it isn't because I mean one thing. It is. It's not how. The question isn't because it's my belief.
It's move 5 in a chessboard. You may not like it, but it's happening.
No, I have no issues with Paratici because I know who's signing the checks. Hence, my issue with the word Don Paratici prematurely given by the fans were the fans, not Paratici. Are you happy with how Paratici has been so far? And that's a rounded question because obviously we take into consideration what I've just said. Are you happy with the new recruitment team who's been brought in? i.e. the Don.
I'm happy with one thing.
Are you happy?
One thing's made me happy about Paratici, and that was that small little 5-second, 10-second clip that was on Twitter, where some fan took a video of him jumping up and encouraging the players. Now I know that sounds really trivial, but it shows me that inside this person who's doing this job is an amazing fan.
Why?
And whether he does the job well or not well, it doesn't matter. My point is, it's more animation than I've ever seen Levy show in that 5-second clip. So that tells me, I know it sounds very simple, but that tells me that there's an intention in that person for some sort of passion where he shows it as is animatedly shown. So in terms of what he's like behind the scenes, it will tell me that he will have some element of footballing know-how to go with it, with his policy of transfers. Now, Scott mentioned over here that it was good to see Spurs showing some sort of philosophy. The only problem I've got with that, with the types of philosophy that the recruitment team have had in the past, is that it's nothing to do with football. It's that comment that came up earlier about the fact that at least Tomiyasu, they've both got European experience. It bodes well, right? I think previously, the gentleman that I looked at previously, Gene or whatever his name was, he did not have that. So he was phenomenal over there, and I'm surprised why we didn't buy him if we're talking about him. But it seems to me that we're courting in that type of market for more than footballing talent, but more for marketing purposes too. So sometimes we hear about people being rumored and connected to our club, and there's a variety of reasons as to why they're being mentioned. Some are being mentioned because their agent needs to prop up the fee from their home team he wants to get a new contract with. Some are blatantly fishing, and Levy's not biting, But I believe, myself personally, that Paratici, the signs are good because of the mentality of the type of players.
What signs?
Okay, the mentality of the players that are being brought in, every one of them has the mentality of a go-getter.
How do you know?
See the way the characters are. I just see the way their characters are and how they move on the pitch.
We don't know yet. We don't know.
Let's look at the goalkeeper, Golini. I mean, he's already started playing on more Tottenham Hotspur official videos than most of the players have previously that have been in the club for years.
Dele Alli was making videos last week. He's played 1.5 games. I'm not judging.
I like his engagement. He seems to be pretty good at being able to talk to people and not to be so introvert. He's quite an extrovert character. And that bodes well for goalie.
Is this bulletproof thinking that Paratici seems to have it? I guarantee you, if we had the same window with Hitchin, we would be doing his head in. Why? The only difference is Paratici instead of Hitchin, because the man who's still signing the checks is a Mr.
Same guy.
It means nothing.
You have a point, you have a point.
Deflection of fuck all. Remember, DOF, that's what it stands for. Remember, we talked about this.
Director. I think you may have
wait and see. All the signings are
tiny
wait
point
and
there
see.
because you're right. Because
I'm not judging him. I'm not even going to judge him end of the window or end of Jan or whatever. I'm judging him at the end of the season. Well, not even him. I'm judging the players. You know, end of the day, players being good or bad or a waste of money are all hindsight. No one has signed a Ndombele or signed a Lamela or signed a Chadley in hope that he wasn't going to work out. They were all signed to hope that they're going to be good players. So being a waste of money, I'll never enter. You'll never hear me get into a conversation or a debate where saying, "Oh, he was a waste of money." I would never say that because that's hindsight. You never know. You're never going to sign someone and say, "Are you going to score X amount or are you going to be rubbish?" You just don't know. You just don't know. And the same with these players as well. Every single director of football, recruitment, head of recruitment will always have flops. Even Mitchell had dodgy ones. Hitchin had some really good ones, but he had some very poor ones as well. The Don Paratici, the Don title, given by the fans, is the only thing that's doing my head in because you're putting unnecessary pressure, because the same people are calling him Don when these. I guarantee you, if we don't bring anyone else in, the same people who called him Don are going to be the ones who's going to calling him a waste of time or because you know what, they're not going to see the fact it's the same old owners pattern. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. Eugene will tell you it's exactly the same that's been happening. But all we've got we've got Hitchin in an Italian suit with a bit more hair.
With me, I wasn't so keen on him coming in actually, as some people are. I had a lot of questions about the fact that he had done a lot. Well, my question's always, and I've said it in the chat, so it might be repeated for you guys, but he hasn't done much without Pepe Murata there. Most of his success at Juve was with him there. Now that doesn't mean that he wasn't a key role, but that just raised questions with me, right? When Murata left, he went to Inter and won the league. Paratici stayed at Juve, fired him after a year, hired Pirlo, which was a disaster, finished fourth. So there was some questions. Also, as a lot of people have said, at Juve is a totally different club, right? You're bringing in guys that we're not getting Ronaldo here, right? So I had questions about him to begin with. So that's why when everybody said the Don stuff, I wasn't on board. I think the easiest answer is just to say, like you said, but it's too early to tell with him, but I'm not on board. It's too early. Yeah. One thing that does frustrate me too, though, about when people say, he needs to have time, or, some of our guys he can't move. It's too hard. His job should be hard. I mean, he's Spurs DOF, right? Like that's one of the top 10, 15 jobs in world football. His job should be hard. He should move guys out that we don't think can be moved. That's why he's getting paid what I can only assume is millions or $1 million. You know what I mean? Like it should, they say, well, what do you know? He shouldn't be able to, if he can't move any of the deadwood, and in my view, he hasn't moved out any of the top 5-6 deadwoods guys that we have. If he can't do it because it's too hard, then you or I could do the job for 1/10 of the price, right? We can go in there and not move out deadwood. That's easy.
Eugene, go on, Coach. Finish your point, Scott.
No, that's it. So that's why I think it's too early, but
premature.
It's just a little frustrating when people say that. That's what frustrates me is that, it's hard. It's hard. Well, it should be hard. That's why he's getting paid. That's why we brought him in to do a hard job.
100%. It's a very difficult position to be in, especially with our squad and our team, and especially with Levy being there. Eugene, is this currently a 3 out of 10 window? 3 out of 10, I think it's a bit low. Maybe.
No, 3 out of 10. I agree with that. Right now, it's 3 out of 10.
Right now, it's 3 out of 10. Yeah.
And the other point which was made, right, was that the last window was very exciting compared to this one. And make out of that what you will, but it certainly showed that under Hitchin had some sort of plans or something. None of them came to roost.
Eugene will tell you, I've always backed Hitchin. I will never hear a bad word against him because again, he had a certain Levy signing, and I know Rob Coyne, you're pointing out all the bad ones. How about pointing out all the good ones that we had under Hitchin? I'll bring you a list, mate. Everyone's going to have a poor, even Mitchell, who we hold in such high regard, who went to Leipzig and killed it. Even he had some flops because you just don't know. And I'm sure Paratici will have some bad ones as well. So I'm not going to go down that route and start listing all the good ones, but I can.
Yep.
And I think you know yourself as well. My issue isn't again with Paratici. It is purely because the people. I mean, under Hitchin, it was well renowned. We could have got a Grealish. You talked about it earlier. We could have got a Grealish. We could have got a Skriniar.
Fernandes.
No, I'm not. And DMT at 1985, mate. If you think this squad is better than what we finished with last season, I think, mate, you're looking through blue and white tinted glasses. You need to get a reality check. I'm not dissing the squad. We've got world-class players. But the fact is we're weaker. Yeah, look at the reality. We're a weaker team right now than what we were last season. If you can't see that, mate, I don't know which one. Maybe you keep on mentioning AFTV. Maybe it is Arsenal that you support. But it is the same. I mean, under Hitchin, it was well recognised and well known that it was after Skriniar. He brought the players. He brought a Bruno to the table. He brought a Skriniar to the table. He brought a Grealish to the table. He brought a Dybala. Yep. He did all that. But there was one person who literally the buck stopped with Levy, and it never got there. Paratici, what he's done right now, I don't think that any of the players that were brought in, even Romero, what a deal. Loan till Jan, and then we can. No, he had to do that. There wasn't any other choice. He had to do that. He couldn't. There was no legal way of signing Romero on a contract. I don't see any of the players that were brought in that Hitchin couldn't have done. You know, they're making a big deal about the Romero deal. Yeah, we brought in a Sanchez for what, £5 million. He broke our record. We broke the summer transfer fee twice in the summer. Yes, granted, they didn't turn out the way we'd hoped.
But we've done it though. We pushed things out there before.
Yeah, the only difference I see is that whereas under Hitchin we were probably linked to about 10 players and got in about 4 or 5. At the moment, we've been linked to about 784 and we brought in 3. That's the only difference I can see.
I think Hitchin got a bad rep, and obviously the documentary. I mean, that line is just killer, right? I hate it. It's such a killer line, and I do agree with you a little bit, Bob, when you say he got too much of a bad rap. And yes, he did bring some of those high profile players. Yeah. My issue with him though is that he didn't really do a good job of bringing in lower level players, and it seemed guys like Paul Mitchell and Baldini, and I don't remember exactly who brought in who. But they were able to do that. They were able to bring in cheaper guys. And that's where Hitchin, you know what I mean? He didn't do a great job bringing in some of the lower level guys when Levy was saying no to those high level guys. Doesn't mean that he's terrible. I wonder, just, you know, this is speculating, if he's a better scout maybe than a DOF. Maybe that wasn't a good position for him because he did.
I think we're being a little bit unfair though, because the way that the club progressed from the time Hitchin started to where it is now, we went past that moment where we were looking for the cheapest players out there. We needed to start bringing in some medium-based talent that was going to become top-end talent. So I think maybe Hitchin skewed himself along that wagon there, but Levy never knew how to change. So, you know, it was a case of, right, okay, we've got the new stadium, we've got this. Now we need to start bringing a slightly better class of player so he's closer towards the finished product. We don't have to wait maybe a year or two for him to get to here. He's already got those 2 years in him. We're just going to bring him in for that 1 year, then bang in the 4. You know, I think maybe Hitchin was putting together that type of collection of players, and Levy, being the tight-fisted as he is, or alternatively, he's invested his assets into the current squad, and he can't justifiably acquire certain assets without getting rid of the ones he's currently got. Do you understand? And I think that's Levy's problem there.
To tell the truth, guys, I think in the end of all this, right, I think our biggest marquee appointment will be Fabio Paratici. That's all. That's the marquee appointment.
Not Romero. Not
Romero. Yeah.
No, okay.
That will be, no, in Levy's eyes.
Oh, Levy's eyes. Okay.
Yeah. That is
I thought that was going to be Tangangster.
Look,
free. Yeah. Excuse me, free. If you sold Tangangster right now, how much would he be worth? Yeah. Homegrown.
We wouldn't send them out alone. This recruitment team were quite happy to. I don't believe anything in the media, so I'm probably being a bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But the rumours were we were seriously considering the likes of Ali Gold and Romano.
They've since come out and put their hands up, saying that they were wrong to believe in such things.
It's a wait and see, mate. We'll wait and see.
It's definitely wait and see.
End of the season.
Well, I'm not
going to judge at the end of this window. I'm not even going to judge in Jan as well. End of the season, when we've got a definitive place in the league, hopefully we've won a cup. Then of course we've got as fans, we've all got a right to judge. People are saying don't give him time. I'm giving him time. I'm just pointing out some harsh opinions in my eyes that a lot of fan base are overlooking because it suits their narrative.
I think what it is that a lot of the fan base, I mean, I've clashed with that as well, and I understand what's going on there. It's the emotion takes over, honestly, and then you get cognitive dissonance where you put yourself in the wrong side of an argument and try to defend it, and you're already losing. It becomes silly. I know how that feels. It's human nature to be in such situations. So I'm nowadays I tend to breathe a little bit more and let people eventually come round to it. Whereas before I used to get a lot more hot-headed. Maybe just the fact I've been sick recently made me a little bit more nicer and sweeter. But look, the transfer market is absolutely as DMT is saying, and everyone else is saying, until someone holds the shirt up, it's all malarkey, as I call it.
Exactly.
He's not worth an awful lot right now, but maybe at the end of the season, maybe a little bit. My point was, we had him for free. Even if you sold him for 10 million right now, that's £10 million of profit. Brilliant. But the way I look at it, he's worth more to us in the team than he is selling.
That's what I was going to say. He's worth more to us than anybody would pay for him.
Yeah. And I think that's where the dilemma comes with Kane. You have this type of commercial value out there, but really he's a homegrown player. To us, he's worth 200 million. Maybe to others he's worth 130. But to us...
I asked Will this question earlier. I don't know what you guys think. We think Scarlett's going to be brilliant. Yeah? And I probably stood back and had to think, Sar's not the issue. Again, I have to say, Gil isn't the issue. They could turn out to be better. Sar certainly is, and my qualm was the fact that we've spent a lot of attention, or some attention, on trying to get him. But we don't know anything about him. But we feel Scarlett is going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. Daigle's come on and said he's going to be better than Michael Owen. I personally believe it's going to be brilliant. We've seen clips of him going to be absolute. But if, say, an Everton or a Villa came in for him, do you reckon their fans are going to be asking the same question? Who the fuck is he?
I think every fan asks the same questions about other players. We see things through rose-tinted glasses to a certain degree. We also think to ourselves that we know better than the coaching staff. Oh, mine are fully pink.
Oh, okay.
I think if Villa had used some of the Grealish money to buy him and not Danny Ings, for example, their fans would be saying, "What are we doing?
Absolutely.
Why are we doing this? Danny Ings is out there for X amount of money, and we are buying a 17-year-old who played 10 minutes in Eastern Europe for Spurs. That's what we're doing with our money." Yeah. And they could be totally wrong. It could turn out that it would have been the best move that they might have ended up making, right? But yeah, I think that if Villa would have spent the Grealish money to buy Scarlett, he'd be saying, "What are they doing?"
Are you even listening to me, mate? Come on.
No, I don't. I think everyone's. No, I think look, everyone's.
I said it's going to be brilliant.
I don't know. Like I said, lost in translation. I think what happens is a lot more fans are a lot more together on things than they would care to know or admit. And I think it's just our Aggie nature that we need to have some sort of conflict. We are sometimes sounding boards for one another. And talking about sounding boards, 2 hours and 20 minutes, Eugene. We're going to have to call the stream a little bit. We have to come close to the stream. We've already gone over by 20 minutes. Bob, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our show. Honestly, it's fantastic to see you. You're looking a lot more colored and you're looking more healthy, which is absolutely fantastic to see.
Born this way, mate. I was born with this color. So.
But it's just lovely.
Sound like King David.
No, I'm starting to see the rosy cheeks, a little bit more flesh to you. Yeah. So you're definitely looking a lot more happier and a lot more healthier, and that's something good for me. And Scott, it's an absolute pleasure. You've now become one of the new personalities of the YouTube Spurs family. If you're on Twitter, you should be, check out Bob over here. He's created a wonderful group called the Spurs family. And although there's like a million messages that go by like a ticker tape, I don't know. What do you read? How do you communicate? How do you? Those who don't know, don't bother trying. You're not cool enough. You're not with the technology. Listen, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm just going to close off the show with Eugene. It's fantastic to have you on. Please feel free to come at any time.
Hang around the back, Bob. We have a chat after this.
Yeah. Can I ask a question quick of Bob? After seeing Bob Spur Jr. make his debut on the stream the other day, we're going to get a show from him. He was pretty good there.
Yeah. I've actually got a full stream with him on there. If you look at my earlier streams, mate.
Okay.
There's a few with me and him doing match previews, him giving.
Did you? I did. I must not have cut it on.
There's also one where I ask him who he thinks is the best YouTube streamer. And it's a bit of a skit. So go back, look at the earlier ones. You'll appreciate it. Yeah,
I just enjoyed seeing him.
Yeah,
pop his head in behind you. You could see him pop his head in.
I've got 4 kids, and he's my favourite.
Listen, DMT saying, he didn't quite.
No, mate, it's all banter. Guys, mate, he's seen me enough times. He knows. It's all
you know what it is. I enjoy an awful lot of comments that DMT makes. Honestly, I do. But today there's been quite a few decent talkers in the chat. Rob, I can't pronounce your surname. I do beg your pardon. Is it Coin? Coin. So there you go, Coin. He's been absolutely fantastic as well.
Irish name, that is Irish.
Bryce, as always, making fantastic notes. Absolutely. Obviously, I mentioned DMT. Reload, as always. He always points things out that I've done wrong, so I'm being very careful. He's been keeping me good. And obviously, I'm not going to forget Mr. AM Singh.
Wicked surname, best surname ever.
But you know what it is, and Tracy Kidd, absolutely fantastic. Love. You know what? I have to say, it's a hard one between Tracy K and DJ Javis as to who's made the better comments. I know all of you guys out there have put a lot of stuff in. I do appreciate it. But these two,
I wouldn't even think of picking out a best comment on my show, mate.
This is the best comment so far, I think, on the show. Right? The chemist always gets it right.
That's it.
Okay. Guys,
story your life.
Considering it's currently a 3 out of 10, I'm hoping that in the next 5 days it goes up to at least a 5. I'm hoping. 3 out of 5. 5 out of 10 isn't so bad. Normally it's a lot worse. Bob, where's the next show are you turning up to that you're going to be hosting or you're going to be presenting?
Thursday. Obviously, I've got my 2 definitive shows, which are Saturday night in the Wall, 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and the day after the day before show. Both, day after the day before show is Eugene. Is always on there. Thursday nights is one of my, if I feel like it, I'll do a stream. If I don't, I don't. So it's one of those. But Saturday nights and the day after a Premier League game for Spurs are my 2 regular shows of the week. So
believe it or not, I like your Thursday shows.
Yeah, all right.
Mainly because I think they're more ad hoc. And they capture the feeling at the time.
Well, I've got three specials coming up. I've got one on FFP.
Yep.
Or the lack of FFP. One on Qatar, the World Cup.
You made one before on Qatar. You made an absolute classic.
Yeah,
viewers out there, if you don't know Bob Spur TV, please go. There should be a link somewhere, or find it or another. Find Bob Spur's channel, subscribe to it. Check out the video he did, I think, around about 4 or 5 months ago on Qatar. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely a classic. It's YouTube gold, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Bob, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. We've done so far. We've done one on the ESL, talking about the ESL. That was a show, Scott, where Will was on, and it was breaking news while we were streaming that people were backing out. Chelsea had backed out, then people were backing out, and it was all live. And I actually remember taking the laptop to the TV to show a bit of Sky Sports.
That was right.
Headlines.
I think when I started on, when I found everyone here on the streams, was right around a week. I think it was a week before ESL. So it was a kind of a crazy, right, and then all the Jose stuff. So I jumped in like a week before all that stuff happened. So it was a crazy time to kind of join into the YouTube. Or started watching the YouTube community.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So, like I said, I've done a special on the ESL, Qatar, and Levy in particular. So my 3 upcoming specials are going to be FFP, another Qatar one because it's getting close by, and sexism within football. I'm going to have 3 or 4 female YouTubers and we're going to be sitting there and talking about, as you know, the subconscious or the blatant sexism within the YouTube world, within the streaming world. I mean, I use myself as an example. Every time I do a stream, I get one female YouTuber on, and I think that's it. The rest have to be guys. Not intentionally. It's just something that automatically comes.
No, it's a good format. Look, honestly, Bob, you look. It's not just that as well. It's just your overall game. You've been very helpful behind the scenes. A lot of viewers won't know this, but behind the scenes, if you're a new YouTuber and you're streaming for the first time or you need some sort of help, Bob Spur, Eugene, and Scott in the comments, these guys, they're incredibly helpful. In fact, even some of the people in the comments as well that come by, they'll come and support you. They'll come and help you. Animations or basically turning up reminders, things like that. There's all kinds of help available. We are a very, very nice community. You will get people like, for example, Low Coin coming out around every now and again, probably an Arsenal supporter, thinking that we're going to go down. I've just timed him out. I couldn't be bothered to debate him. Not that time of day, unfortunately. But Aaron Dubb did want to debate him. Great input and asking if there's anything relevant. Unfortunately, these characters don't know that our type of the people watching and the people typing in our views. I don't have to do anything. A lot of our people, they know how to handle it with the right way. Bob, Scott, are you appearing on anything recent coming up soon, or are you just floating ad hoc?
Yeah, just getting into it. I think I might be going on to Eugene's show on Sunday. We're talking about it. Other than that, since I've just been on, I'll probably try to get on again on.
Well, I'll love to have you on sometime. I'll have to have you on sometime, mate. I'll get in touch. I'm assuming you're on Twitter, are you?
Yeah, I think I follow you. I can send you a message if
that's fine,
or whatever.
Yeah, send me a DM, mate, and we'll definitely.
Just going around. Just got on getting used to getting on the camera, so we'll start with that and then progress from there.
Cool.
Look, you have to find a spot where your voice doesn't make you feel awkward, right? I mean, eventually you'll get to a point where you don't care no more. I mean, last week on the FTP channel, I was broadcasting from a replacement bus service.
Yeah.
And my stream was incredibly good in terms of resolution, focus, and everything. So amazing enough. Maybe it must be something in the house that's blocking it. But listen, thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much, Bob. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the shows. I'm gonna let you guys go. Stay around if you want to have a quick chat after the show. So I'll let you go. Okay, bye guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you.
Yeah. Come, you Spurs.
There you go. Eugene.
Yes. Yeah, ended up good. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Mama Coates, say thank you.
Hi, Mama Coates. Long time haven't seen you. How are you doing, Mama Coates? Right. I heard the Will saying she's moving too. She's moving house too or something. Yeah.
I think Mama Coates represents the vast majority of the viewers. Mm-hmm, you won't see them interacting in the chat, but they're there. Mm-hmm. I know you're there. Yeah. I can see you. And sometimes every now and again, they will put a comment out. They will send you a heart. And sometimes they'll subscribe. They'll press a like. They'll write some comments afterwards when the stream has been put up again. They might become members to the YouTube group. They might go into Patreon. But, you know, there's other ways to support the channel. But the main thing is interact, watch and view and enjoy. And if something's going away from your enjoyment, then do something, say something, remind us that we shouldn't be going down that road. Warn us in case we're forgetting what we are. We're a community. We're as strong as our slowest, and we're only as fast as our slowest as well. Okay, Eugene, what's the next show that you're planning up to?
Oh, my next show will be Malaysian time, about 9:30. That means GMT 2:30 today. We're doing the midweek show with Saikat from India Spurs, right? And of course, this Sunday coming up again is going to be crazy. We're going to do our 4 shows in one stream, right? Pre-match, watch along, halftime, post-match. right? And that's where Scott is going to join me, hopefully, and maybe Scott is going to join me, and Ricky Villa THFC is going to join me, right? Hopefully, the two of them will be two of my new guests coming on to my show on Sunday, right? For that crazy 4 shows in one stream.
Yeah, you got a long one on that day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a clever thing to do. I think, you might as well get the popcorn out, get the dinner out, and get all 3 things wrapped up in one. Eugene, this week, I think it's been all right this week, isn't it? We had a win, a loss. The loss wasn't too bad. We've got time for redemption.
This week, to me, this week hasn't started yet, Mr. K. Yeah. Last week was quite all right, right? The Pacos Ferreira game was a loss, but we put out the youngsters.
Yeah.
We beat Wolves away. Not an easy job, right?
Not an easy
Wolves
job,
away and full house Wolves away after 18 months of no fans, right? We beat them. I'll take it, even though the performance weren't 100%, or we were there about 60, 70%. We had more better chances and all that. I'll take it, right? But let's see this Thursday what comes out for the first team, whether Harry Kane is going to join up with Dane Scarlett. Maybe Nuno will play 4-4-2 for all we know, right? And let's see what happens there. And then, of course, Watford, the hopes are high, right? But one game at a time, like I said, give the players and the manager positive energy, right? But we still are Levy out.
Right. I think we can end the show there. I think rather than seeing our faces for the last time, maybe they should see the lovely YouTube members and the Patreon members like Spartan7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Codes, Celery Agent, AG, Gaguma, Tony Co, Alex Burton, Bob Spur TV, John N, and Aaron Dub. These are our patrons. We love these people over here. Now I'm going to press the intro and goodbye, everyone. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.